Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War stream. So today, of course, we end up getting ourselves a new hero class, the first one in quite some time. The Elementalist ends up coming in with a stone, water, and oh gosh, what's it called? The storms. Of course, they did end up changing it to have storms. It was originally going to have fire, which seemed really weird. But then they finally gave it storms, which makes the most amount of sense because it is the elemental hero class, or the elemental typing for the elemental hero class. So it would have been kind of weird if it didn't have it. However, yeah, it did finally get added in the end, so that's pretty nice. As far as the class event, I'm not sure if we're going to try for leaderboard. Mostly because I'm pretty sure it is backed up like crazy. We might try for the lower end, so at least we get like 75 gems in an orb. As far as going higher than that, I am not quite sure. It doesn't look like it's as contested as I thought it would be. Though, we can kind of see as we get a bit more down. Of course, class, very, very strong. I am using Archmages right now, though. Class is pretty strong. Biggest thing that it doesn't have, which is why we're using Archmages, though Archmages has other benefits too. It does not have a natural half mana start, so when we can't use Mirage Queen, this class is probably not getting used. It can be used without Mirage Queen, though more often than not, it's going to be used with Mirage Queen. As far as its setup, you're normally going to go with Freeze on the very first one. You could go with Stun, but given how important Freeze is, probably going Freeze. Plus, he still has Stun off an extra turn because his final trait is insane. Stun, Freeze, Burn, and Entangle a random enemy when matching for an extra turn is really good. But as far as the rest of the setup, obviously it's normally going Freeze. On the next one, it's almost always going Insulated because even if you could do the extra magic for some extra magic on your weapon, probably not worth it compared to being to Freeze. Unless you happen to be in an instance where you're using Mace or Hammer and happen to not be up against a Freeze team. In which case, obviously you can, but that's very exceedingly rare that all those conditions would align. Next one's either going to be a little bit extra armor for Brown or some extra magic, both of which do almost nothing. However, really this depends. Honestly, I almost feel like the extra brown armor might end up being better. Though I still want to keep it to the yellow just in case for whatever reason our team that we happen to use happens to have a random yellow on it that can end up utilizing it, might as well. Aside from that, of course, we got the Stone Aura. This is mostly to synergize into Barrier on Brown. So we can end up just getting Barrier on Brown even more because, of course, Dust Storm is Brown Storm. You do have the option of going Submerge instead of Barrier. This is very rarely, like exceedingly rarely, going to be the option. However, there are some situations where it can be, especially since it's a really extra turn heavy hero class, since it has Submerge on extra turn potentially, Explode on extra turn potentially, and of course guaranteed to have the 4 times status effect on extra turn, all of which hit the same enemy, the Stun, Freeze, Burn, and Entangle. So definitely worth considering in that regard. And aside from that, so occasionally it will use Submerge, just because of how much extra turn value it has. As far as the next tier, you're normally going for mana accumulation. Probably either brown mana or Explode. However, there are some situations where you might go for blue mana. Very rarely, but you have the option to. And for final trait, which we don't have unlocked yet, though we probably will sometime this weekend, ideally. But as far as the very final perk, it's either going to be Stun, immunity, or, all the immunities, Stun, Poison, Death Mark, Lycanthropy, Devour, those several ones, or the more likely one, because generally, if you're using this hero class, you're using it in a context that is almost always going to be 4 times Elemental, because that's kind of the whole point of this hero class, is use it with Mirage Queen, have 3 other Elementals, one of which is this hero, and that's basically your build, ideally with like Elemental Bow or something. Though, of course, not required to have it with Elemental Bow, that's a really solid option with pure Elemental team. And basically just giving all your elementals extra magic every single time an ally casts a spell. This is the main way that you're going to be using the hero class. You can use it more as a tank, however, there's so many other hero classes that kind of do that better. Like between Sentinel and Titan and Dragon Guard and like every other one. Like almost all of them tank better than this thing. The main thing that it does gain as tank ability, though, that's kind of interesting is Entangle. So it does have that angle going for it, if nothing else. Because if I'm not mistaken, it is actually the only barrier on Brown that has Entangle. You do have to get your extra turn spams first, and the Entangles to actually hit what needs to be entangled, like, the first slot. It could keep hitting the other 3 slots, and that'd be quite unfortunate. However, it does have that angle to try to tank with. But if you're ignoring that and just looking at everything else, it's pretty average for tank ability, as far as the hero class is concerned. So, it's definitely not the greatest for tanking. It can, obviously, but it's not like the primary hero class you're going to be going to for a tank. There's just so many other ones that can do it in a different way, even Monk in the sense, where you're probably not using that exclusively as a tank, you're using it more so for a very exceedingly strong elemental support troop. Anyways, so we got multiple things we need to go do. One is get that number that is 74 to 100, though that's not happening this stream. We can stream literally every second for the rest of this day, and there is a chance we would not actually be level 100 yet. But we will be progressing towards there. Obviously, we're going to mess at the class event, probably enough until we hit leaderboard. And of course, we'll be messing around with the class itself and doing some teams. Of course, earlier today, pretty much right after reset, or as soon as I could get it out, we did a video going over a couple teams for it, mostly just showed 2 first impressions kind of thing. I will be messing around with it this weekend, particularly today and tonight, just kind of seeing what kind of teams will end up working. Obviously, Truffle, really good go-to troop. Mirage Queen, almost always going to be used. Not required, but 50% mana start, really solid. There's also a lot of ways to create greens off of elementals, and then it converts all those greens to Doom Skulls. Also, one thing I forgot to mention in the video, I mentioned Curse Synergy with this hero class. However, I didn't really mention it by name. But Mirage Queen does have 4 times Curse, which means just the essence of, you know, pure elemental team is already synergizing with this, because you have Curse off of Mirage Queen that then synergizes into the fact that they do no longer have immune to stun, freeze, burn, and entangle, meaning that you can get the Curse, the 4 times Curse, and now all of them will be able to be hit by this stats effect, which is insanely good. I like briefly kind of mentioned the synergy. However, I didn't really mention it by name that Mirage Queen is actually the connection point of that synergy. So for whatever reason, that's still showing online. I'm not sure why it's been doing that lately. I need to figure out where on the Steam. I'm pretty sure it's something that you could be changed in like literally a minute. I forget where the setting is to make sure that you show off offline. Unless they don't have a feature for it anymore, but it automatically turned it on for whatever reason on my account a little while back. Anyways, so let's go and I guess we'll just mess with the class event for now. We are currently relatively early in the class event, so kind of just want to get a bit deeper. Oh yeah, we get a portrait and title. I almost forgot about these, since we almost never go for the title. I think it only does it when a new hero class comes out, though. So maybe that's why I don't normally notice them. But have they always been here? I actually can't remember. But anyways, let's keep going. We're currently halfway through all the rewards. However, obviously, probably go for leaderboard as well. So hello, Isabel. Hello, Zargoff. And hello, both of the misters. I signed into the wrong account. Yeah, I currently only use 1 account. Not sure if I ever would use multiple at some point. Though if we ever have multiple YouTube accounts, I could see that happening. Like me accidentally posting with the wrong one. We haven't yet, but I've been considering it at some point for something. Mostly when we start doing like game dev vlogs and stuff for our game. Like, I'm not sure if I want to put it all in this channel, because I feel like it's going to get a little cluttered on this channel. No, I might. We'll see. If nothing else, I might, like, initially post it onto this channel, and then, like, have a separate channel that we start posting all of it to. I'm not sure how we're breaking it down yet. But we will figure that out at some point. At some point does not need to be right now. But eventually. Soon, TM. Some form of soon, TM. This is the first time you've went for all the rewards in a class event? Yeah, I'm not sure what it is about class events, but they are a really exceedingly bad value to ever go for all rewards. Obviously, it's a little bit of a different story when it's a 100% brand new hero class. However, it has been notoriously like one of the worst payout events you could ever put gems towards is the class events. They've just always been horrifically bad. And now that you can get orbs through a lot of other methods, it is pretty much never worth doing a Tuesday one up to all rewards. The only exception is really new hero classes, and the only reason why new hero classes have that value is because they're new. So no one really has them leveled at all, so doing it a little bit to get it leveled can be helpful. Though definitely not required. You can just level it up like any other hero class and not have to spend a single gem at it, but of course gems can help speed it up a little, which we did mostly so we could show the video. And so it doesn't take us forever and a half to do it this weekend. I'm not even sure if I will completely finish it this weekend. I kind of want to try to. However, that's still a lot of grind, even with how much we already pre-leveled. It's still going to take another, like, what? Another 14 hours, approximately? Depends on what method we're using, obviously. Could be even slower than that, depending on the method. Like, 14 hours is, like, the optimistic methods. Like, we just spam Dust Devil the entire time and explore. Or not even Dust Devil, like Rowan Quick Kill. Though it is quicker to get it by using PvP Quick Kill. The problem with PvP Quick Kill is it requires a lot of repicking, and I find it very annoying to the point where I just like doing it in Explore because it's a lot more relaxing. But it is actually slightly quicker to get a deliberately... Oh, we can't do that this week, though. As I can say, a deliberately low PvP rating, but it's Guild War week this week, so we actually can't do that. Because we have a deliberately high PvP rating, or at least relative to not doing PvP at all. Because Guild Wars forces you to do PvP battles, because Guild Wars is PvP battles. Forgot about that. So yeah, we would have to use the Explore method this weekend then, which isn't too big a deal. That's probably what was good to do anyways. Let's hello, Bob. Welcome. Hope all's been well. Oh, so this Devour even better not escape or get a Devour on us. Luckily, we have all the immunities right there, so it doesn't matter. Also, I keep thinking that's like the enemy doing something. It's like, oh yeah, duh, I forgot. We have the creation of 3 brown at the start of every turn. I'm actually surprised that isn't glitched, though. There might be some kind of glitch with it that I haven't really noticed yet. Mostly because I haven't really been using the mechanic much since it came out on Monday. The capability of generating gems at the start of every turn. Because we're creating 3 brown at the start of every turn we do here, which is a pretty solid amount of brown, actually. Like, you know, if that was on cast, that'd be like one of the worst troops ever. But on something like automatically, with no downside whatsoever, unless there's some glitch I'm not aware of, that's pretty solid. Also, 1 mana short. That's unfortunate, but hey, there's my 3 browns coming in. Also, hello, Gadget. Welcome, welcome. Hope all has been well. If anyone has any questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. As I mentioned earlier, 3 main things we're going to be doing this stream is doing a class event, probably till leaderboard, though I'm not sure if we're going to go all the way. Just because leaderboard doesn't really seem that worth it for these. It's one of the few times where you actually just let sigils just die. It is generally not worth using the sigils that you get from the event. Mostly because it's kind of like a weird situation where you actually don't get a lot of EXP while doing the class events. So if you mass buy EXP from the class event itself, it's a weird situation where it is actually better to just not use the sigils. Because right now we're gaining 0 progress towards, or almost 0. Once we get like all the tiers in, we're gaining essentially 0 EXP towards the hero class. And this is slightly problematic because one of the whole reasons why we mass bought the EXP is so we have EXP. So if we're doing this event, we're not actually getting class EXP because the class doesn't have a natural half mana start to be able to do this quickly with, and you can't use Mirage Queen here. So it's a very... Oh, yep, there's some kind of glitch with it. There's some kind of double turn glitch is still in the game. I saw that, AI. What are you doing? Seal gem pop up after every action. Yes, wait, is it every action? I thought it was just that turn. I didn't even notice. Well, that's a glitch. Because I'm pretty sure it's that turn, right? Oh, when my turn begins. No, that's not every action. I just took an extra turn and it didn't do a thing. Oh, unless you mean an extra turn. Let me see. Does she do it for extra turn? No, she didn't do it there. It seems to be just at the start of turn. It seems to be working correctly. But yeah, it's just at start of turn. Let's see, throw it down. Nice for brown already killing it out, or almost. If I could just find a way to poke it. Can I get a diagonal here? How hard is it to get a diagonal exactly where I need it? There we go. Apparently slightly hard. It's not as straightforward as just like a standard board control like with an X. Like with Jargonian Monk, you just do it wherever. While we can do it in a lot of locations, we can't just do it anywhere we want with that thing. Because it has to be next to 2 other colors of the same type. Or, you know, of the 4 brown, red, green, blue. Let's see. Yeah, we're getting it every extra turn? Interesting. I have not seen that yet. Maybe they patched already? I'm not sure. Because I wasn't messing with it too much at the beginning of the week, the gem spawners. But it's really relevant for the current class event. Mostly because the current class event has like almost nothing to choose from. Here's the full list of everything we have. And even if you paid for like everything, here's like the full list of everything we have. Actually, technically you can have this line without spending any extra today. I just haven't done the battles for it yet. We will be at tonight's stream. But it is technically possible to have these 2 options, neither of which would really help you that much. Not even a legend would really help you, though it is a brown gem creation, if nothing else. This also has brown gem creation. Gosh, there's a lot of things in this kingdom that has brown gem creation. Seems to be the most common one. There's like 3 or 4 of them compared to the other ones. Let's see. There's currently 1 red, 1 green, 2 green, 3 green. So 3 green, 3 brown, 1 red, 1 blue. So green and brown seems to be the very most common ones at the moment, which makes truffles even better. But yeah, 3 green, 3 brown, the other 2 only have 1. And of course, those are probably going to be the only 4 colors that ever get it, due to the fact that it is a 4-color kingdom kind of thing, with the elemental star, you know, brown, red, green, blue. Anyways, how far are we on the progress thingy? Alright, we have 1 more tier. And then we have the dilemma of what do we do? Because we could try for low leaderboard, we could try for high leaderboard. Or we could just end there. We got our EXP and then just bail. Which I'm honestly tempted to do. Grab our EXP and then just bail. Just because the diminishing return on the event. And all we'd really get in return is 75 gems and an orb. Which overall kind of isn't worth it. Of course, we could go even higher than that, but then we're contesting with the even higher part of leaderboard. Also, for once that gem spawn actually got in my way. And speaking of which, I keep forgetting, you cannot target where a skull is, which is a little annoying sometimes. There we go. Has anyone tried the elemental balance weapon? Yes, I did mess around with it. We actually did it on the very first Guild War day, though it wasn't actually mentioned as the Guild War day, but on the first day of Guild War this week, which is actually the video marked with the title of the second day of Journeys. But on that video, on that stream, we ended up using the weapon balance for Guild Wars. It went 3-2, though in all fairness, it wasn't necessarily the balance fault that we went 3-2. But it's probably not worth using in most situations. It's very inconsistent from what I've seen from it. It's definitely usable, though it is so situational to a point that you're probably not really going to bother using it. Also, it's really unfortunate we can have an amount of damage that does not 2-shot this area, which kind of makes me even more want to not end up doing all these battles here, and instead actually farm the hero class, which means we might not even need to do that later today, the trying to get the copies of the thing. Oh, you know what we could actually do? Let me go clear through this section. We're actually going to do the crowns this morning. So what I want to go test is what rate will Rowan Quick Kill get the crowns? Because, of course, I've only been testing the Ironhawk team, the double Ironhawk team. And while that is the quickest way to go about it, a lot of people might not have it. And Rowan build instead, not only does it farm class XP, but I want to see what the rate is. I want to see if it can get under 15 minutes. I assume it can, but I haven't actually checked. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, we'll do that after we finish out the basic battles then. We might go for a leaderboard at some point later. But for now, I do just want to go for all rewards and then just leave it there, which means we'll have like 90 leftover sigils, which will be kind of funny. Oh, what team is that? I'll need to go check it later. Is that one for the new hero class, I would assume? But yeah, we will be messing around with some teams for new hero class as well to stream, of course. I haven't had much time to test much yet. And I was trying to get the video out quickly, so I didn't test too much for the video, of course. Because I wanted to get it out. Yeah, we'll just take the brown over there. Though I do feel like that one we showed with Sakurax is going to be one of the more meta ones. I can't really think of anything else that's going to be, like, absurdly broken to that degree. Like, there's going to be a lot that are super ultra strong. But, like, infinite loop with all the stats effects and everything that it does seems like it's pretty solid already. You think crowns might be bugged? Well, as of today, they've been working fine up to this point. I didn't check the forum yet today, though. Because I recorded the video, then I slept, and then I woke up, and now we're here. Has pretty much been my day. Because when I record that video, I haven't slept yet. So as soon as that video was posted, I went to bed. The one on the class thingy. Let's see, I'll take that over there. It took you 20 rounds to get your very first one. Could be unluckiness. Could just be unluckiness. I know it took us more time than the entirety of finding all the rest to find our final copy 2 days ago. Which is very unfortunate. Also, I really wish this was a major orb. Oh, we just gained 2 levels from that, though. Nice, we went from 74 to 76. Got some gems. Normally the EXP does nothing for me. It feels weird to actually gain EXP that matters. Because normally if I do the class events, the EXP that we're gaining goes towards nothing. However, it's actually going to leveling a hero class, which is something we have not used it for forever, and we gotta use this orb, unfortunately. So, of course, we do have 1.5 billion sigils remaining. I could keep using them until we hit leaderboard, which we easily would. 96 is already moving us to, what? We'd be pretty much top 20 after sigils, or after Val Ravens. Is that really worth it? Because top 20 would give us 150 gems and 2 random orbs. Not really. For the amount of time that's going to take us, which oddly enough is probably like 3 to 5 hours to use that many sigils. Not sure exactly, but it is definitely a timely amount of time. I don't feel like it's worth it. I don't believe we are going to bother with it. This tends to happen a lot with class events. If you mass buy EXP, it's just a weird situation. Because if you're doing mass buying EXP for the purpose of, you know, gaining the EXP, it is very bad EXP rate to bother using all of your sigils that you got from buying all your EXP, which is an extremely weird situation, but it is the case. To a degree where there's a lot of times where you'll mass buy EXP for a class, or at least newer classes, and you just will not use the sigils. And I do believe this is one of the times where we're going to do just that. Also, I just realized I haven't been using magic this whole time. I was using the cleanse thing. Anyways, let me go double check what this team was that Dust Angel posted. I just want to see what it is real quick. I assume it's some form of Elementalist team. Let me see. We're probably going to be doing some grinding first before we really mess around with a lot of teams, though. But we'll go see what this is. Let's see. What do we have here? Oh, Celestial Flask route. Interesting. I haven't actually tried using it in a non-elemental team yet. We'll go mess with it real quick. I don't see why not. Oh yeah, I should probably make sure the hero class is set to all the traits, because you might have it lower level than us. Though you might also have a higher level than us. There's probably people who already have it at level 100. Nope, level 20. Let's see. Barrier Brown, good thing I checked. And Explode. Also Snap Freeze. Let's see. Either or is fine there, though. It really depends what you're trying to do on a battle. I just like having the extra freeze, so infinite loop teams have a slightly less chance of auto-winning against you. Oh yeah, I forgot. You can also give blue allies life. I normally want Brownstorm, though. Though, does this team need Brownstorm? Wrong team. No. Okay, I see why you have it set to something else, then. I still kind of want Brownstorm, though. Yeah, honestly, even if you have 0 Browns on your team, there's still an argument to be made of why you would run a Brownstorm. For one, your chance of extra turning is higher when you have a Storm when there's no Storm on board. So in case there's no Storm in play, and make sure there's a Storm in play. The other reason is you still have Barrier on Brown, so it still gets to do that. I'll go mess with this team real quick. So I'm still going to have Brownstorm even though we don't have a single Brown on our team. That might seem counterproductive, but hey, we found one. But it actually will end up working out. So yeah, they don't seem to be glitched. I found one on first battle. Might have just been unluckiness for you earlier. Because I got the inverse luck. Very first battle, we got one. Alright, so this doesn't have auto extra turn, but it does have... actually, it technically does because of Flask. I almost forgot. Flask is insane. Honestly, Flask might be like a top 3 weapon in the game. It's definitely top 10. Like, it is just insane how valuable Flask is. The problem with Flask, though, is it's technically a pay-to-win weapon currently. It is still money locked at this moment in time. It won't be soon. The next time that we have a Bright Fars event, it will no longer be money locked. However, we still gotta wait until then for free to play. Yeah, it's an insane weapon. I actually wouldn't even be surprised if it gets nerfed. I hope it doesn't. Hope free to play gets to mess with it before it gets nerfed. But so what's the point of Honglong in last slot? That's what I'm not understanding about this team. Like, the rest of their premise kind of works. I'm not quite understanding Huanglong, though. I guess you're hoping it extra turns, because Huanglong's normally like a first slot kind of troop. Not always, but it's just weird because he's very inconsistent if you're trying to use him for an extra turn AoE. Like, he can, but at that point you're almost better off with like Truffle or something. Just because the consistency would end up being better. It's not really covering many colors. It's covering nothing. It's covering nothing that's currently already being used. Because blue's being used, purple's being used. Well, not really, but technically. And yellow's being used. So I'm not quite understanding the Hong Long in the team, but it does end up working. Like the Celestial Flask Wardbreaker. We were messing with a team. Were we using Wardbreaker before? I think we were at one point. But like a full board clear AoE into Flask is very strong. Even just Throughout Flask alone, like a common with Flask, it's so strong. But yeah, Flask is insane. But yeah, interesting to see a Elementals class that doesn't use Elementals. I haven't actually tried messing with that yet. We will be at some point. What I do want to go do is do the crown thingy. I will let it go for like 10 or 15 seconds to indicate the first crown that we got. But I want to go test Rowan build. So let me go bring up timer. Because I want to go time how long this is going to take. So with Rowan build. Because we haven't actually done this yet. So let's just assume similarly we would have gone on first battle. So let's say first battle will take about 15 seconds. So I'll let the timer go for about 15 seconds. And then we'll go do our Rowan build. Which, the only thing I need to change on this is the hero class. So we gain EXP towards the Elementalist, of course. Also, this can be used for literally all your EXP farming needs. Alright, so let's go to Center Mirage or somewhere similar. We can actually bring it up to like Explore 3, Explore 4. I guess we will, there's no reason not to. I'll go Pure Armor. And I believe we could do Explore 4 pretty solidly with our stats. Alright, so let me start the timer as I figure out where Nerf Rowan is. Since we have to delay 15 seconds anyways. To indicate the first crown thingy that we got. Alright, let me go get rid of this. Oh, gosh, it keeps reminding me every time I open up this application that you need to go update the thing. It's kind of funny. Alright, I think that's enough waiting. So that indicates the first one that we got. And now we go into the next battle. So pretend the Rowan team was the one that triggered that first crown instantly. And now we're on normal timing. Alright, let's see how long it takes Rowan to do it. And of course, the one benefit of this is we gain 1 EXP towards hero class every single battle we do. While it is a bit slower than Ironhawk, it allows you to use any hero class you want to farm EXP towards that hero class. And you can do it for literally every hero class in the game. It's about 50% slower than double Ironhawk, but you're trading off for the EXP, and every EXP is theoretically worth about 1 gem. So it's kind of worth the trade-off. Because this team still does like 4+ wins per minute. Which means, what, 240 plus per hour? Which is still pretty solid, of course. It also gets to fight at a higher Explore level. Well, this isn't too relevant. It does allow you to get slightly more loot overall. Even though you're farming whatever you're trying to farm at a slightly slower rate. You're getting a much wider range of loot between all the loot you get from the battle, plus the EXP and everything. So even though it's 50% slower, you're getting compensated in a different way. And also it's super cheap to build, obviously. Like everything on this team is super easy to obtain. You can run any hero weapon you want, and if you're running Black Manacles, that's also just super easy. You get it at like level 200 or so for hero class. I think it's like 32 brown purple mastery or something. Rowan's free from Fars of Thorns. Mirage Queen, you just throw a bunch of Chaos Shards at Sunken Fleets. And Leprechaun you have to find off of pure RNG, but it's only an ultra rare. Oddly enough, in many situations, the Leprechaun's actually the hardest thing to get on this team. Even though it's the lowest rarity thing on this team, which is always kind of the most ironic thing about this team, is the lowest rarity is the hardest thing to obtain. Just because there's a 100% consistent way to get the epic. There's a pretty consistent way to get the legend, and this you just literally get for free after hitting a certain milestone point. So the only thing you have to actually RNG get, for the most part, is the Leprechaun, which I have had people mention it to me multiple times in the past, where it's like, oh, I have everything else, but I don't have the Leprechaun. Which I just find really hilarious, since in theory and in naturality, it is the lowest rarity thing. However, as far as actually obtaining them, it's the hardest thing to obtain on this team, despite it being lowest rarity. Which doesn't make any sense at all, but is the case. Just because of how drops work in this game. Oh, wait, how did he live? How did he just live with 2 HP? Maybe I need to go down to Explore 3. Because the whole point of doing Explore 4 is assuming we have enough damage that you kill them all. But if that isn't the case, if they're going to live ever so occasionally, it's better to go for Explore 3 and just make sure they never live. And I'm going to go to Explore 3 just in case. I don't want to risk it. If they survive with even 1 HP after a cast, it's wasting time that we could be not wasting. So I'll go down to Explore 3 just in case. I've gotten more crowns in 2 minutes than you have in 65 rounds. Oh gosh. I don't know, we've never really had much bad luck with it. Like, the worst luck we had was that one copy that took us like 6-7 minutes on Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever it was. I can't remember the exact stream. I think it might have been Wednesday's stream. But, aside from that, we've been doing okay. Just that one copy that took us like 6 or 7 minutes, which was pretty absurd. It was the very last one, though, so it kind of made sense that it would be that one that would take the longest, but still, it was like way above average as far as how long it should have taken. Definitely possible to get unlucky on some. Also, I completely lost track of where we're at. I believe we're at 5 or 6. All I know is we've definitely hit at least 5. So whatever number it says to get it down to 0, the next 0 is how many we need. I kind of want to check, but that wastes like 20 seconds. It's another one of those things where it's on a screen that is so weird to get to when you're actually doing battle spams. Oh, maybe that's why our hit didn't end up killing earlier. I forgot about that. Okay, yeah, we need to find 4 more. Oh, that's not where I want to go, though. 4 more. That's all we need. Oh, what do I even need here? Take blue over, Rowan dead. Oh, so hello, Anthony. Actually, I did say hello to a lot of people. Hello, Dust Angel. Hello, what's up, nice hello to? Let's see. Hello, Gadget. Hello, everyone else. Hello, Genki. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So throw that down. Also, I have changed my setup slightly, and I'm still trying to get used to it. I might have to change where I have my mice set up. But I changed the keyboards. The only problem with that is I sometimes keep typing on the other one. Because the one that used to be my side computer now types to my main computer. And now the Switch one types to my other computer. And I keep getting confused because I keep typing the one that types to my main computer, which used to be the other computer. But I keep trying to do it whenever I want to type to the other computer out of habit. Probably won't take that long to realize it, though. But the problem is I still have the mouse next to the bottom keyboard, which is going to my main computer, but the mouse is going to the other computer, so it's kind of confusing. Even just to explain is kind of confusing. Oh no, a loading screen. I believe we still need 4 more. Oh yeah, it does do more magic. I didn't factor that in either. It does do magic to Wordbreaker, true. I didn't think about that value. That is true. And yeah, you could always just use it as your final cast as well. And use it as your finisher. Because if you know it's in kill range, you can just use it as your finishing cast. Also, hello Zeddicus, welcome. Glad to see you again. Hope all's been well. I think we need 3 more. So far, Rowan's not really that much slower. Like, I think we're at 8 out of 10. And while it's definitely a bit slower, it's not that bad. Like, if it does it in under 10 minutes, that's pretty solid. Still need 2 more, though. And they, in theory, should be the hardest 2 to find, so it's not over yet. Also, the Ranger Rat. Black Manacle with no magic can actually kill. That's interesting. Oh no, that's not what we're looking for, though. It is a thing. We have found a thing. Does it have an epic Valky in the thing? It does not. It has one of the worst drops. It's just a small handful of gold. Well, it's not its absolute worst. But that's the lowest amount of gold it can give as a drop. Not counting when you find it in a Nomapalooza, but you know, naturally. It is the lowest gold drop it has. It can go all the way up to 50,000 though. And Cedric has a 60,000 one, but the normal gnome goes up to 50,000 for its drop. It's very rare though. It's one of the rare drops it has. It is like 2,500, I think 4,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30, 50. Somewhere's around there. I know for sure it's 50 is its cap though, at least for normal gnome. Oh, that almost ruined what I wanted to do. And then it didn't. But yeah, Rowan in practice should be about 50% slower than doing Dust Devils, or you know, the Ironhawk Dust Devil. And at current time frame, it looks like that's going to be the case. Because I would assume we'd have all the kills by 13 or 14 minute mark, definitely by 15 minute mark. And if it does it by 15 minute mark, that's pretty much exactly 50% slower. Which is pretty much Rowan team in a nutshell. It's approximately 50% slower than Ironhawk. Or, you know, double Ironhawk. But the benefit is you get to gain class XP. And a few other benefits, but that's the most noteworthy one. And that's relevant now that we have a class that's not max once again. Once again, another dry one. It's not what we're looking for. And we're at the 10-minute mark. Don't need any of his drops. Ingots are so useless. They're like trait stones, but almost worse. Though, in all fairness, they're like equally useless. It's just trait stones have been around for longer. So they've had a longer duration of being useless compared to ingots. However, they're both the same amount of uselessness. Now we're at 11-minute mark, still with too short. But as long as it gets it done in 15 minutes, that's pretty much the exact time frame you'd want to hit with this team. If you were doing this for dailies instead of double Ironhawk. This goes to show how much time you can save with double Ironhawk. The only problem with double Ironhawk, though, is if you have a lot of hero classes to level, you're not gaining any XP towards them while you're doing it. Which means even if you own double Ironhawk, there are situations where you would not run it. If you're trying to get class progress. It takes a while to max all hero classes. Like roughly 30 hours per hero class, though it can vary in either direction by about like 5 to 10 hours. Let's just say 30 hours per hero class. That's a lot of time. It's over 600 hours across 35 hero classes. Well, that technically with 35 now, how many is that? That's 700, right? Math? Pretty sure that's 700. Did I do math wrong? What's 30 times 35? Oh no, that would be gosh, it's almost 1,000. What am I saying? Actually, almost 1,000. Isn't that over 1,000? That's like 1,050, I think. Yeah, it's like slightly over 1,000 hours. Approximately. To max all hero classes in game. Though, of course, you do get a lot of it passively. But yeah, if you break it down by hero class, it's not that bad. Like, max one hero class 30 hours or half max it in 15 or so. Like, that's not too bad. But then it's like, 1,000 to max them all. I was like, oh, that's more intimidating. But quite a bit of it you do get passively through just doing stuff in-game. And of course you can mass buy XP at any point, or not any point, but you know, when the class event comes around. Or if you're short for a hero, for a kingdom upgrade, it also allows you to buy it occasionally off the middle thingy. That's the same rate as if you would get in the thing. I think it's like 1 gem per XP. Or like a little bit of gold or something. Alright, have we really not found the other 2 copies? I'm pretty sure we need 2, not 1. Yeah, we still need 2. What tributes ready though? 26 gems. Gotta make up those, like 3,000 gems we just spent on the thing. But yeah, Rowan, come on! You're gonna take like 20 minutes. Which someone did say it took them 20 minutes on that second day. So now I assume they use Rowan build. Because that seems to be what we're heading towards at this point. 20 minutes for its completion. Which means Ironhawk is almost double as quick. Though I feel like we're getting a little unlucky here. Because as far as actual time duration of battle, this is only 50% slower than Ironhawk, double Ironhawk. Meaning in theory it should get it done in about 15 minutes. So we're a little unlucky when trying for these. Oh, looks like we're getting a lull this stream as well. Not for our class. Well, obviously for our class as well, but you know, for the master level. Gosh, these things do not want to drop for us. Luckily, we're going to EXP farm anyways, though I wasn't expecting to do it this long. Just to get our crowns. This was something we were going to do regardless, though. Yeah, that one final trait's insane. The Entangle, Freeze, Burn, Stun. It's very strong. Oh, you got hit by the Guild War defense scoring bug. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. There's a lot of glitches with Guild Wars. Whatever the previous patch did kind of broke Guild Wars. Like, you can't even see what last month's score was either. Seems you already got them all. Check the pass. Have I? I am pretty sure I haven't. Oh, I have. Wait, what? What? Okay, never mind. We've been done for... What? What happened to our other 2 then? It was just showing we were too short, and then we weren't. Well, timer stopped. What? Okay, I'm confused. How do we have them all already? Did we move up 2 tiers? Let me see. Yeah, we did, because we got the... That's weird. Where did the other copies come from? I just checked it earlier and it showed we needed 2. And then we checked it again and had 0 in between and it showed none. Okay, so yeah, it probably took us like 14, 15 minutes or so. That was weird. Interesting. Yeah, that's strange. Not sure what's up with that. Another glitch? But interesting thing we get here. It is on the paid side. You don't get it on the free side until reward 35, I believe it is. Yeah, the 1 copy of Stoneborn Lion. However, for our purposes right now, we just got a Stoneborn Lion. Free to play gets it in, like, what, 20 days from now? 17 days? 12 days? Math. What's, let's see, we're at tier 11. That means 12 days from now. 12 days from now, you will get Stoneborn Lion free to play. If you want it maxed, you could just use a blue orb on it, or major blue. Though if you're paying for the pass, you get it automatically maxed for free if you just wait till the end of the season. Or not the end of the season, but you know, once you get all the rewards in. Okay, so let's go level this thing. Send it, level it, trade it. Obviously, we're just going to keep it as epic for now. Since we did buy the bigger pass, so we'll get upgraded automatically soon. In like 2 or 3 weeks from now. Closer to 3 weeks. But as far as what it does, it's actually one of the stronger things from the kingdom other than the epic, though it is also an epic, so for whatever reason the epics are like the best thing from this kingdom. It deals damage to an enemy and then stuns them, and if the enemy dies, it creates 2 elemental stars and then gains an extra turn. So you mostly want to get extra turn value from it, because you'll be able to take directly into your elemental stars and auto extra turn. He does have the curation of brown at the start of every single turn and has some score reduction. Overall, it's kind of average. Though it has some potential at only 11 mana cost. It just really needs to be securing kills, and if it's a battle situation where it's not really getting kills, it's not as useful. Though it is probably going to get a lot of the mana back from the 2 elemental stars, since if those even pop, that's a guarantee 2 mana back to it, and that might not seem like a lot. Or sorry, did I say 2? I mean 4 mana back to it, because it uses both blue and brown. So it's a guaranteed 4 mana back, and that's not even counting the extra destroys it does, nor whatever it's getting matched with. So there's a good chance that it will gain all of its mana back, meaning that you can poke, kill, and kind of keep doing that, gaining mana for everything else on your team. So that's some potential in that regard. Overall, I feel like it's not really going to be used much, though. But if I'm not mistaken, that does give us a Kingdom Star. And that now brings us to 5-star. Oh, that's actually pretty relevant, because now we gain an additional something. What stat is this place? I actually completely forget. We now gain additional armor for a Rowain build. Now Rowain can be slightly more efficient. Okay, we can't do this next one, though I do want to do the next 2 things. Upgrade 9 Nexa troops to level 18. Oh. It shows that's possible, but it's actually not possible because I forgot we don't have the other troop. And then complete the challenges up to... Oh, that's funny. I might need to go do the challenges real quick. Well, let's go bring out Rowain. Rowain, go do challenge. Yeah, I don't see why not. We need elemental EXP, and this should be able to kill this entire range of however long it wants me to go. So I shall go do this. Because whatever range it wants me to go up to, Rowain will be able to one-shot the entire time. And we need to do this anyway, so might as well. I don't see why not. Honestly, I should probably go through like all the challenges and see all the kingdoms that we could do Rowain through. I don't know. Is this going to become the challenge stream? It might be like a little partial challenge stream. It's because I need EXP towards it, and as long as Rowain's in one-shot range, I don't see why not. So this might be a little bit of a mini challenge stream. Mostly because it's a good way to get them done while also still getting what we need, the class XP. Also, don't these give 2 XP, or is it still 1? Can't even remember. I'm pretty sure it's only 1. But I could have sworn these were 2 XP. Let me double check. There's a small possibility these give 2 XP. In which case they're really efficient for it. Let me see. They do. That's what I thought. It's been ages. But yeah, they do give 2 XP. You know what? We're actually going to do that then. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge stream. We might actually go through all the challenges with the new hero class. Because I kind of forgot about that synergy. Well, I remembered, but you know, I almost forgot. Challenges do give 2 XP. There's weird situations in the game that give 1 or 2. However, there are 2 particularly good locations that give 2 XP. Or 3. Your daily adventure board gives 2 XP. Pets, or not pets, what's it called? Yeah, pets give 2 XP. This is relevant for the earlier battles because they're super quick. And challenges give 2 XP. If I'm not mistaken, questlines do as well. Unfortunately, we already finished out the questline, of course, for the kingdom and all the kingdoms. But I almost forgot about that. That's not really something I remember that much these days because I haven't needed to know that info for like over 2 years now. However, yeah, it is 2 XP. As a rule of thumb, any battle that can be easy that gets harder gives 2 XP, even for the easier version. So like the early part of pet battles, the adventure boards that are easier, challenges on the easier end, as well as the whole ends. Yeah, Underworld does as well, however, it's a lot harder to have a low-level Underworld. Like normally later in the game, the lowest you could do it at is 50. Though Rowain can still kill at 50. But as a rule of thumb, any mode that has both an easier mode and a hard mode will give the 2 XP thing. Like any of the harder modes that take more time give 2 XP, but even the easier versions of that same mode still give 2 XP towards your hero class. So this includes PvP, Used to be Arena, though obviously you can't get Class XP in Arena anymore. Adventure Board, Quest Lines, Challenges, which are what we're doing now, Pet Rescue, pretty much every event in existence. I believe all of them give 2 XP, even Journeys, I'm pretty sure, even though I haven't tested. Though it definitely does. Underworld, and I believe that's all the locations that give 2 XP. Everywhere else gives 1 XP. Oddly enough, even high-level Explorer, if I'm not mistaken, still only gives 1 XP. I'm not sure why. It's one of those weird ones that give 1 XP instead of 2. Also, another pretty relevant one there is PvP, because you can actually repick spam PvP into a quick battle and then get 2 XP for it, which can be a decent location to do it for overall XP rates, because it's infinitely farmable. Because something like Underworld, while being decent for it, there's a limit to how much you could do of it per day. Same as Adventure Board and Pet Rescue and Challenges, or, you know, that has a account limit and stuff like that. However, something like PvP repick, there's no limit to how much you could do it. You could do it for like 10 hours and still get the full rate. Whereas other locations only let you do a certain amount. Or a certain amount per day. Or per hour. Whereas PvP repick can do it infinitely. So hello, Quee. Hello, U7. Welcome, welcome. If anyone has any other questions that you want me to go over to, let me know. We probably will be messing with teams in a little bit as well. But since we need to do these challenges for the thing, I figured we start getting some of our challenges done. Since might as well utilize the 2 XP gains from them. Something we eventually need to do anyways, and I have no clue when the next hero class is coming, so it makes sense to kind of start working on them now. I've been meaning to do a challenge stream too. We were even going to title as such, so I don't think it's really too big a deal if we do. Challenges are kind of just like normal battles. But it's getting something done that we've been kind of meaning to do for a while. There's a lot of kingdoms I do not have challenges done for. Simply out of the sense that we don't really need the loot that challenges give. Because it's late in the game, and when they were added, they just weren't really that worth it to us. Like right now, we're getting like, what, 10,000 gold for clearing out this area or something? Something absurdly small. Oddly enough, the tier 5 reward is more loot than the rest of it combined. I believe it's 7 gem keys into like 2 or 3 event keys. It's by far... Hey, it was getting a lower level. It's by far the best overall loot. Next hero class is like 5 years away. Not actually. It's sometime next year. We just don't know when. Like it could be early next year, summer next year, this time next year. But sometime next year, we're definitely getting another kingdom, I'm pretty sure. They wouldn't have made a whole brand new system and everything around it if they weren't planning on doing it like every like several months or so. We used to get one every few months, 3 months. I'm not sure exactly what the interval is going to be these days, but I assume it's going to be at least 1 per year now, going forward. However, we don't currently have any info on the exact interval that they will be released as. Hello, Bushka. Hello, GemGod DS. Hello, Hollywood. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Which donation method gives you the best cut? The PayPal link. Also, I probably will be getting rid of the Streamlabs thing soon. Mostly because of all the controversy they've been going through. I'm still using Streamlabs right now. However, I do plan on switching out of it into the near future. But yeah, the PayPal link's the best location. I need to find some other way to take donations through credit cards, though. That isn't through Streamlabs. Because if I'm not mistaken, through PayPal, you can only do it if someone else also has a PayPal hooked up. And a lot of people don't have a PayPal. Though I would highly advise getting one. It is so absurdly useful. The amount of stuff I've been able to do online compared to when I didn't have a PayPal is like absurdly high. Now that I have a PayPal account. Well, I've had it for a while. I had it as like midway through college or something, I think. Somewhere around there. It is exceedingly useful to have. But if I'm not mistaken, they don't take credit cards. Like, I don't think you can take money from PayPal if the person doesn't have a PayPal account. So I need to find another donation method that isn't Streamlabs. But yeah, PayPal gives me the best cut. Because that's where I'm normally putting the money anyways. Because I keep most of my online money there. Most of the money that I get through the channel goes into my savings. Like, pretty much how I have it broken down is any ad revenue just goes straight to my savings. Any of the subscription stuff, I believe, goes to my checking. And then pretty much all donations and everything just goes to my PayPal for online stuff. It's especially since most people are just paying that way anyways. So most of it's just going there naturally. So it kind of just all goes there. Yeah, PayPal is very useful. Also, I really need to go overhaul my entire description. I've mentioned this sometimes in the past, and I've just, like, never gotten around to it. Like, at the end of this year... Well, this year is probably not going to happen again, too, because I'm going on vacation. But I've said this, like, multiple years before. Whereas, like, at the end of this year, I'm going to, like, completely overhaul our setup and just, like, completely overhaul that description. And it just, like, never happens. I definitely need to this year. There's a lot of things I want to revamp in that regard. And kind of just adjust with our setup. Which also means what you guys will be looking at will be slightly different. Also, I should make a poll. Though I'm not sure if we have enough viewers to really poll it properly right now. I'm actually surprised we have so little viewers for a new hero class, but it's probably because we covered the video already. But also I didn't have it up like in advance. But we need a poll like, would you guys rather have it full screen, but me blocking part of the screen? Or how it is now, where it's not full screen, but the screen is smaller that you're looking at, or, you know, the gameplay is smaller. Because for other games these days, we've been doing it where we do not, we're you know, where it's like full screen game, and we're kind of just ahead there. Maybe we could put like a few other things there, here and there. My concern always with that is that it would block too much of gameplay. Especially for something like Gems of War. Like, for some games, it's not as big a deal. But the problem with Gems of War is there's almost no place to put your assets that wouldn't block, like, everything. Because Gems of War uses, like, every single part of the screen except for, like, a sliver on the right and left. Which isn't really enough room to do anything with. What's your class level now? Our class level is currently, I believe, 78. How much money we spent? I honestly have no clue. I want to say 3,000 gems. I did not keep track of the exact number. I believe I was 74 when we, so whatever 74 would buy you. I'm not sure exactly how much that costs these days because it's been so long since we got a hero class. But whatever 74 buys you is how far we went. So if anyone happens to know the math on that, that's how much we spent. I honestly do not know the current state of the game just because it's been like 2 years or so since a hero class. So I actually completely forget. I think we've done this, excuse me, far enough for where the game will be happy. Pretty sure we're way beyond the point that we needed to go to. We just kind of kept going. Oh, so hello, Imperial. Hello, Roman. Hello, King. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Class level, what class level again? I believe we're at 78. Oh, yeah, it tells you on that screen. We started at 74. Still got a ways to go, of course. Oh, I didn't claim all these Nexus rewards on top of our XP. It's not much, but I believe those were from the class event. Oh, no, those were from... Never mind. Those were literally from the challenges we were just doing. Duh. The only problem is you can't check how far progressed you are in challenges just by looking at it. Like right here, we can see we're in 7. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Here, we can see we are in 7. A lot of these were already in 7. Because I believe you need it for the kingdom upgrades. That one is 7. I want to find all the kingdoms where we haven't gotten to 7, including Nexus, which I think we just went to 6. Which means we still need to go to 7. Alright, this one went up to 6. If I'm not mistaken, you do have to go for 7 for them. So let me go do it to every kingdom now. Every single one that's not to 7, let's go get it to 7. Because if I'm not mistaken, once you hit like level 10 or something, you need to get to 7. Like 6 completion, which is basically saying 7. I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure it's 7. It would explain why nearly every kingdom we have is at 7. I can't remember when it tells you, if it's like at 20 or at 10 or whenever it is. But there's a reason at some point we needed to 7, so might as well get them there. Just so we don't have to do them later. Plus we're getting 2 class XP per battle. But I'm not sure if we're going to hit level 100 hero class this weekend. I assume we won't. Though I do want to get like a decent chunk of progress towards it. We definitely could though. We have in the past, it just requires a lot of grind. Because from where we currently are, we're talking like 13 plus hours of optimal grinding to max out the hero class, which obviously is a lot of time, and I'm not sure we're going to do all that this weekend. Not in any rush to get it done. Already did the video for it. And while it's nice having that little bit of extra like magic gain, it's definitely not like a necessity. Very unfortunate, a little bit of short there. Also unfortunate. Luckily, it's about to die to burn, or black manacles, I'll take it. See, burn's not completely useless on it anymore. It's definitely probably the worst of the stats effects that it does now, though. Like, obviously it was a lot better when it had triple damage burning, or was going to. Though I'm glad they got rid of it for storms, because it kind of made no sense why I didn't have storms to begin with. Ideally, they would have gotten rid of water tree for it, though. But it made no sense that it at one point didn't have storms. Because it's quite literally the elemental tree. And then the elemental class, before it got released, didn't even have it. But it did get changed, of course, to have storms in place of fire. Which is a perfectly fine trade-off. There's already a billion triple damage burning hero classes. We don't really need more. Alright, let's keep looking around. So I want every single kingdom to have a 7. We'll keep clicking them all until they are all at 7. And gain XP along the way. Get in there. We're easily, by the end of the stream, going to have over 80. I almost want to aim for 85 to stream. Oh, we probably have to stream for another 2 or 3 hours to hit 85. Because eventually we're going to run out of quicker methods. Because even if I do like literally all of them and even do our dungeons today and everything, we are eventually going to hit a dead end where we've depleted all the really good methods for 2 XP. You can do PvP repick spam, however it's a Guild War week, so lowering our rating would be extremely annoying this week. Because we already hit a high rating because of Guild Wars. Which makes this a really bad week to try to do that. So we're just going to have to deplete all the other methods for gaining 2 XP per battle. And just don't do the infinite farming one. Just do all the limited ones. Which is pretty much the game plan. I should bring us kind of close to 85 low. Given that all of it's 2 XP instead of 1. Oh, that also means we have to do all of our adventure board, even if it's useless junk. Because each one is 2 XP. Dungeons, I believe, are also 2 XP. So I might as well clear that out as well. And if we see a pet rescue, we could technically change it to Elementalist, though that would make it a lot slower, so we're probably not going to do that, though. Since most of those teams wouldn't have Mirage Queen on it. Actually, that's not true. Never mind. Oh, no, that is true. Yeah. Because, no. Use Mirage Queen on Phoenicia team. Never mind. Yeah, you'd be able to get away with it. What am I saying? I completely forgot. But yeah, you definitely would be able to get away with it if we see a pet randomly. I'm pretty sure most people in my guild are not farming pets unless they're infinitely farming PvP XP with the hero class. The 2 XPs. I'm pretty sure most of them aren't. Also, why did I do it in that order? We should be casting Black Manacles first if we happen to have it. Main reason for that is because of how split damage works, so it'll be easier to kill out everything. Whereas with Black Manacles, we might overkill stuff. Which would not be good. There's the ingots for both of them. All those precious epic ingots we no longer need. Remember when those used to be like such a hard currency to get? And now you're just like flooded with them because they added a billion ways to get it. Like they overcompensated so hard. Like there was a point where there was almost no way to get them. And then there was a point where there's like literally no way not to get them. Let's see. Are all these at tier 7? So many tier 7s. Though a lot of them we had to do for the kingdom upgrades already. Oh wow, that one we completed all of them. That's one of the older ones. Another one was done. Oh gosh, that one's only at tier 2. Oh no. Oh no, another one only at tier 2. Okay, let's go do Merlantis, I guess. Those are the ones I'm looking for. I'll say, hello, AK. Welcome, welcome. Oh, so we should be pretty close to hitting level 79. Get in there. Feels so weird having a level hero class again. We've gone so long without needing to do it. Because we had all the hero classes maxed 2.5 years ago. Was when we finally finished maxing all the hero classes. So it feels weird to have to actually farm XP again. It's such a big part of the game, though. That you do eventually reach a point where you don't have to do it anymore. That'll just take over 1,000 hours of farming to get to that point. But you do eventually reach the point. Speaking of which, that's not the level we're looking for, but a level nonetheless. A hero level instead of a class level. Hey, what is our hero level these days, even though I just gained a level and didn't even check? 1,683. I'm not sure if we're going to hit level 1,700 before the end of the year. It's not too big a deal if we don't. Pretty close. Theoretically, if we really power grinded, we can get it done in a single weekend. Especially during a Guild War week where we might have extra XP on that day. Oh, that reminds me. Do we have extra XP today? Because we gained that level pretty quick. It almost makes me think we have 100% extra XP today. I'm pretty sure we do. You can kind of tell by the XP drops we're getting. We do. Okay, that would explain it. Maybe we do go farming crazy today. Also, what are our defense teams doing? They only won once all week. I've been planning on revamping them, though. But, doesn't look like we're winning today, though. That might just be we don't have our battles in. Nope, we're just losing hard. Gosh. Alright, well, we're not going to have bonus for tomorrow. So, yeah, maybe we do grind today. Because we're not going to have bonus for tomorrow to grind off of. But we do have it for today. For the extra 100%. Which is not double, but it's a lot of extra. Instead of having 195% XP gain, we have 295%. Because special events is the Guild War thingy. Which is giving us that 100% right now. So, so when did we get VIP level for 50% XP? Also, I still never bother sending that support ticket to see if I can get the value of the other thing transferred over. We don't get it till VIP 10. Oh gosh, we're a mile away from that. VIP 10 requires you to spend $790 on the game. I am pretty sure we're at like 300, not even. But we can kind of tell because if we're right here, we need that much. Oh no, that's not total though. That's how much more you need per each category. That's not the total that you've had. Then we can kind of backtrack it though. 50, 100, 150, 350, 650, 1050, 1550, 2150, 2150 plus that is 2515. 2515. So yeah, we do have to basically more than double to get there. Well, almost double. We're at 2515. And we need like 2,500 more. Yeah, so double. That is what double is called. Or sorry, we need like 3,000 more. So yeah, I need to spend more than double how much I've already spent to get to VIP 10. That's not happening anytime soon. We would literally have to double our total amount already spent. So that's not happening anytime even remotely soon. Yo, who knows? Maybe it will. Depends how money hungry the game gets. Oh, also, I forgot. I don't have the PayPal open. I still need to go. That's another reason why we need to ditch Streamlabs. I have no clue why, but their notification system does not let me know when I get PayPal donations. It still does through their actual Streamlabs integrated thingy. However, I'm planning on ditching that soon. But I have no clue why it does not link my PayPal correctly. I have it all set up. It just doesn't for whatever reason. Let me go open it just in case. Honestly, every stream I probably should in case we do randomly get a donation just so I see it. It's just hard to have that many things on screen. On a normal sized screen. Like if we had like a super large screen. Though I don't really have room for a super large screen. Also, why is it not typing? Oh gosh, I forgot. I'm doing it into the wrong thingy. Whoops. I need to get used to that. Wait, why is it not typing at all there? That's just the computer being slow. There we go. Yeah, I still need to get used to the different thingy. Log in. But yeah, 100% by the end of this year, or soon after, like overhaul the whole system and then like fix it. But there it is. Thank you, Robert, for the $20 donation. Greatly appreciated. And he said thank you for everything you do. Thanks a ton. Helps out a lot. Sorry about that. Yeah, the notification thing is non-existent. We're getting rid of Streamlabs soon, no worries. In which case, whatever new format we have. I think Stream Elements wound up using, which is completely unassociated to Streamlabs. I believe it's the closest alternative to Streamlabs that isn't Streamlabs. For like all your notifications and everything. I still need to find a different encoder though. Because I don't want to use OBS for streaming, ideally. I currently use OBS for recording my videos, and I kind of want to keep it as the thing I use for recording my videos. Though we could use it for both streaming and recording. But I'd rather keep it to just one thing. And just find a different program to start streaming off of. And then use Stream Elements for the notifications. Hey, there's our level. What is that, 79? Oh yeah, the final trait on this thing, I'm actually really surprised they made it that absurdly strong. I'm not sure it's gonna necessarily get nerfed though. Like it's a strong hero class. Though, I don't know, I'll see how I feel about it once it starts getting used in Guild Wars. We might see it already today or tomorrow. Actually, we can't see it today, but we can start seeing it for the next 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. So my opinion will probably change very quickly. But, I don't know. It doesn't seem, like, super broken. Like, it's among one of the best hero classes in the game. But it's basically a Frost Mage that does more but doesn't have half mana start. Which in some instances is less intimidating than a Frost Mage. It's definitely a very heavy Beatrix counter, which might be the issue that some people are running into. Because a lot of people will try to use Beatrix to cleanse freeze. But you can't do that against the Elementalist, because that's stun. So Beatrix counter method to status effects doesn't work on the new hero class. Unless you happen to get lucky and Beatrix doesn't get landed on. But the second it does, it kind of ruins trying to use Beatrix as a counter to it. You'd have to use an on-cast counter, like Mercy, Apothecary, something similar. That has 4 times cleanse on cast. Because you even have to deal with Curse, so you can't even use that one thing that has Impervious, that one hero class. Because you'd probably want to have it on cast, ideally. Because let's say you even have Impervious on a troop. They can just curse you off from Mirage Queen and then get extra turn on you, and then boom. Whatever immunes you had just didn't do anything. Yeah, 4 times status effects for 1 single extra turn is pretty strong. We have a lot of examples of 2 in the game. None of which are too overpowered. However, having a 4 is obviously pretty solid. But having a 4 at the cost of not having half mana start on your hero class is an interesting trade-off. Because it requires Mirage Queen to have half mana start, which makes you have to build into a really specific build. The only problem is those very specific builds are also very strong. Because Elemental is one of the strongest typings in the game. I still find it funny that Elementals are allowed to have 50% mana start, yet Divines can't. They really need to just bring Divines back to 50%. I hope they don't do the inverse and bring Elementals down to 40%. Just gotta bring Divines back to 50. It doesn't really make much sense why Divines only have 40% mana start now that Elementals are like the strongest typing in the entire game by far. Not even close. Especially after this hero class. Also, hello Haley! Welcome, welcome. Yeah, the new Pokemon came out today. I'm not going to be playing it today, though. Or at all. I actually played, I mentioned it earlier, but Pokemon Pearl I actually have more time in than every mainline Pokemon game combined. So, reliving it again just doesn't really seem that worth it. So I'm actually not going to be doing a new Pokemon game. However, I will probably stream Pokemon Unite tomorrow. They added Decidueye, and it's a pretty fun character. So we're probably going to mess with that for like a couple hours or something. But yeah, I'm not getting the new Pokemon game. Honestly, I've pretty much never played a remake of a Pokemon game throughout the history of Pokemon. The only exception to that was Red, Green, Blue, and Yellow. But as far as like the actual remakes are considered, like Soul Silver or whatever, Omega of Ruby, or, you know, stuff like that, like I've never played the remake versions of any of the games. I've always either played mainline or spin-offs. I don't think there's a single remake I've ever played of any Pokemon game. I never played Emerald. I never played Omega, Ruby, Sapphire, all those. I never played obviously the new remakes for Diamond and Pearl. Like, other than Gen 1, I've never played a remake version of one of them. And even that, it was just like, I don't know, is Yellow even considered a remake of Gen 1? I guess technically. Because I believe the original was Green, Red, Blue. And then they made, like, Yellow, I think, at some point. And then I played Yellow. Because I had Pikachu. That followed you. Oh no, don't devour my thing that's supposed to devour you. That's not how this works. But aside from Pokemon Yellow, I don't think I've ever played a remake of a Pokemon game. As far as the main line's concerned. You played ROM hacks for replace. I've actually never used a ROM hack yet. Though I might not need to soon. I'm going down to my dad's for the holidays, and I will be bringing back, well, not with me, but you know, I'm going to be like sorting it out so he can ship it down to me. But I'm going to be having at this house probably by January or February, definitely by February. I will have every childhood game I have ever owned, which includes the entire Mario Party series from 1 to 10. Though we don't have a Wii U, but everything from 1 to 10, so we could play 1 to 9. I'm not sure if I can record the DS version, though. That's one of the best Mario Parties, definitely the best handheld Mario Party. The only problem with that is I'm not sure how you would record DS. Also, I believe my DS did break as well. Can I... I do have from a friend a hacked 3DS. Does anyone know if a 3DS can play DS games? I assume the answer to that is yes. However, I'm not sure how it would record off it. And the fact that it's hacked, I'm not sure if there's weird interactions that might happen. Because I'm not too familiar with how on earth that works. Or even how on earth you would even bother recording that properly. Especially because it's a double screen, which makes it even more complicated to record its output. But we will have like every N64 game. We'll have every GameCube game. Well, not every GameCube game, but you know, a lot of them. All the ones I used to have when I was younger. Not literally every game in existence. Though a lot of them. But yeah, we'll have a ton of N64 games, a lot of GameCube games, a lot of Wii games. Oh, we gotta play Fortune Street. Fortune Street is so solid. There's like a ROM hack of Fortune Street that fixed like every issue with it too. I almost feel like checking out that ROM hack. I saw a thingy for it like about a month or so ago. That might be like the first ROM hack I ever do. Because Fortune Street's amazing, and the fact that they haven't done a remake of it in any way, shape, or form is kind of weird. Like, it's such a good game. It's like Nintendo's version of Monopoly, but played at a lot quicker pace than how Monopoly plays. And with a stock market, which makes it really fun. It's basically Monopoly with a stock market, but a lot more simplified. Kind of. And with Mario IP and Dragon Quest IP over top of it for characters. But yeah, we're going to be streaming a lot of games on original software soon. Or hardware, I mean. Well, technically hardware and software. Assuming it works. There's a chance that the N64 stuff or the GameCube stuff might not work anymore. Also, I have a like nearly mint brand new GameCube too. Because my GameCube near the end of its life cycle was actually dying. So near the end of it, I actually got like a brand new one that was almost completely unused. So assuming it hasn't just gotten deteriorated over time, it's basically like a brand new GameCube. Like mint condition, brand new GameCube unused. So it should function pretty well. It's one of those rare GameCubes out there. That has basically never been used. Because the reason it's almost never been used is the Wii came out like... because, you know, I wouldn't follow it when I was that young, and nor did my parents. So we ended up getting like a brand new GameCube because mine was like really breaking near the end of its life cycle. But we ended up getting one like right when the Wii came out. So I used it for like, what, 1 month maybe? Or 2 months until I had like a Wii. And then it's like, oh, well, now I have a Wii. I don't need it because, you know, Wii could play all the GameCube games. So there wasn't any need to have the GameCube then. But, it's pretty nice. It should work out really nicely. It's a nice black one as well. The original blue one kind of broke down a bit. Anyways, where's our next challenge location? I think Pride Lands needed it. The VGA mod to the GameCube? I have no clue what it is. When we do stuff like that, we're going to be doing on all original hardware and everything. The only thing I need to figure out is what kind of adapter I need for the TV so it'll actually work. Since it's an HDMI TV. I'm pretty sure that's pretty straightforward though. Because you just need those little weird red yellow thingies into an HDMI adapter and then put it into the HDMI thing, and I'm pretty sure it just works. The bigger concern is how the capture card would interact with it. Or lack thereof. Because the way I currently have my capture situation set up with console is the console goes into the capture card, and then the capture card thingy goes into my computer and then into the TV. But the concern with that is, would it still work through an adapter? The answer is we'll find out. And if not, I might need some kind of weird special adapter. It depends how good our capture card is. It's a pretty average one. It's one of the, is it Elgato? It's like one of the mid-tier Elgato ones. Like a pretty standard 1080, 60 FPS kind of capture card. I think it was like $150 or so. I wonder what high-quality capture cards are like, though. I've never really needed to get a better one. Like, if you were streaming off of, like, a PlayStation or Xbox, I could see a reasoning behind it. However, streaming off of a Switch doesn't really need a higher capture card. Like, whatever that capture card is doing is perfectly fine. If you were doing, like, 2K off of, like, a PlayStation 5, I could see a reason for having a better capture card. But for our needs, I really don't feel like I'll need one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's guides out there on how to do it. Like, it's been done multiple times before. Like, literally just requires a lot of weird third-party, Or, you know, a lot of extra peripherals to make it work. There's definitely going to be some way to make it work. Just need to look into it later. I'm probably not going to have it at this house until February, so still got a while. Because I'm probably leaving their place around January or so. Like early January. Well, actually, I'm still not even sure on the date yet. I probably will know as of next week what the date is. At this point, I'm pretty much just picking the cheapest time and flying up then. Because we're still going to be celebrating the holidays, even if I'm not there necessarily for exactly Christmas or New Year's. Also, one other thing I might bring back with me while I'm over there, though I'm not sure how I should even go about it. I still have all my old Pokemon cards. Aren't some of them worth, like, literal gold these days? Or has that bubble died already? Because I still have, like, 1 billion Generation 1 cards. And that's almost not an exaggeration. I'm talking, like, tens of thousands of cards from Generation 1. It's with all my console stuff. But it's all in New Jersey. All in like one gigantic box. We're currently farming Class XP at the moment. Trying to get Elementalist to level 100. Came out today. We're currently doing it through the challenges just because they're a nice, easy, quick kill that gives 2 XP. Oh yeah, I've kept them that long. You're kidding? I still have a lot of stuff from my childhood. They're almost all in that one box, though. Honestly, I kind of just want him to ship the entire box to me. I have all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards in... Hey, level 80. I have all my Pokemon cards in there. I have all my N64, my GameCube, my Wii stuff. I think there might be something else in that box. I think that's most of it, though. Honestly, that box is probably worth, like, over $10,000. Because there's a good majority of the most popular Nintendo games on the, especially the N64 and GameCube. I didn't get as many Wii games. It still has a pretty good selection. We have like 1 billion Gen 1 Pokemon cards. And I'm pretty sure none of those Yu-Gi-Oh cards are worth that much. The Dark Magicians might be. Like the Blue Eyes White Dragon, the Dark Magician, and a few other ones. Might be worth a little bit these days. But the rest of them probably aren't worth much. Oh, let's see. Throw that down. Also, what's kind of funny, I actually still have the TV I used to play my GameCube games on. I could even bring it in here and show it on stream. It's actually capable of being lifted and brought here. I don't want to go do it right now, though. But I actually still have the exact same TV, and it still works, that I used to play my GameCube games on in my room. It's actually at this house right now. In the other room. Which is kind of funny. That's going to be like ultra nostalgia day. Once we get all that back, hook up the GameCube to it. Like, it should just work instantly. Like, I won't be able to capture it that way. But as far as me just, like, playing it off of it... Who knows, but we'll just hook up a webcam to it if we really had to. Literally the exact setup I had when I was, like, what, 8 years old? It would literally be the exact same setup. The exact same GameCube, the exact same games, the exact same controller, the exact same TV. The only thing that wouldn't be same is the electrical socket we're plugging into. Hello, Barbara. Welcome. I just wanted to tell you that the new class is the best one for Guild. Yeah, it's probably insane for Guild Wars. I almost want to change one of my Guild War defend teams to incorporate it. I probably should have mentioned that during the video too. But yeah, if you thought Guild Wars was annoying now, just wait until Elementalist. You won't be able to see it today, I don't think. But you'll be able to see it on Saturday and Sunday. You're going to start seeing teams using Elementalist. And gosh, are they going to be annoying. I don't think it can happen today, though. Yeah, I know. I really need to go and make sure I don't touch any of them. Honestly, where do you even go to get Pokemon cards appraised? Like, how would you even go about that? Like, I almost just want to go to a place, and even if they rip me off, as long as they're doing it in a way that's like thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars, like, I wouldn't mind. Like, they need to make a profit too. Like, if I could just get rid of that whole book for like 30 grand. Like, I would do it. Even if there's like 200,000 in it. Though I probably would want to do a little bit more research than that, just to make sure they're not ripping me off that hard. But if like the whole thing is worth like 100,000 and I can get like 50,000 for it, I would do that trade. Let's see, I'll throw that down. I'm not a hoarder. It's one storage box that has my entire childhood in it. Also, this entire stream has almost become a challenge stream now. Well, at least the later half of it anyways. Oh, we need those EXPs. We're almost at level 81 as well. Making progress. Hey, we never handed out a redeem code yet this stream. We'll need to do that soon. Soon, TM. So unfortunate you got a poke on us there. Also, can you please surge? We have like a 70-something, or almost 70-something% chance to surge on purple. 67. Come on now. That should be happening like every time, because it's happening 2/3 of the time. Which is every time, right? That's how mana surge works. It's such a high percent where it's like, yeah, it's probably just going to happen every time. And then it doesn't, and it's like, oh, why did it not happen? It's like near guaranteed. That 2 and 3, I'm not sure what it is about that 2 and 3. But the way I weight it, I feel like it's like 90% when it's actually like a 2 and 3. I'm not sure what it is about it, but it's like the 1% in this game that I don't weigh as its actual percent. I weigh it as like, yeah, it's like almost guaranteed gonna happen. Even though it's only a 2 and 3. No, I needed that damage. Luckily, it's still enough to kill. Send them to PSA to get graded. Is there any way that you could, like, mass do them at any location? Does such a place exist? Because I have, like, a lot. But, like, to do that for every single individual one would take a very long time. Or, you know, not for literally every single card, but, you know, for every single one I think is worth, like, any amount. That would take a while. There's a very large amount of them. Also, I'm not sure if non-holos are even worth anything. But as far as, like, the first 150 Pokemon, I think I have, like, 2 or 3 sets of, like, all of them. Not counting, like, Mewtwo or some of the, like, the slightly, like, probably even, like, ultra-rare ones. But as far as, like, the generic ones from Gen 1. Let's see. We do have some of the rarer ones, though. Just obviously a lower amount, because, well, they're rare, obviously. Let's see. That is how rarity works. Oh, so you know what other funny weird thing I have? Though I'm not sure it's really even worth anything. There was this gigantic, like, promotional card, I think for the 2000 movie of the Pokemon movie that they handed out. And it's like this gigantic, like, when I say gigantic, I mean like bigger than my head, card that had all 3 of the legendary birds on it. Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Like, it was never meant to be played in actual game sense. It was more so of like a souvenir kind of like item thingy. They did some kind of promotional with the movie thing. And I still have that. I'm not sure that's even worth anything. It's just such a memorable card because it's literally the size of, like, a book. Not, like, thickness-wise, but, like, you know, rectangular-wise. It's probably in really bad condition, though. Though it is still physically intact. Let's see. Take that over. Because there was no, like, card protector you could ever put that in. They don't make them that big. There is no card protector that could possibly fit that thing. It does not exist. Alright, there we go. Oops, I even did 7. Whoops, I went too far. Oh, I would never do it at a pawn shop. Like, they're gonna give you, like, 1 to 10% of its value. Let's see. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the next kingdom that is low level. I'm looking for under tier 7. Oh yeah, I did do it to 8 on accident. Whoops. I did 1 tier. I was wondering why those battles were taking so long. I did a tier 2 long. Even tier 7 this team probably shouldn't be doing, but I need the XP. Oh, but hey, if nothing else, at least whenever the objective is like, oh, hey, you need to go do the challenges now. Nope, no I don't. I did them already. I did it while trying to level the Elementalist class. Which we currently have at 80, almost 81. So hello, Defiant. Welcome. Welcome, Tony. Welcome. Hey, you were busy assembling some IKEA furniture. Nice. Yeah, we haven't needed to assemble that much furniture lately. Other than this chair and this little side desk. Which has been very useful. Which reminds me, I still need to go get a case for the Switch before I forget. Because I actually have it on my side desk thingy. But I still have no case for it. I still haven't even transferred all my data over to it yet. Still. The main reason being, like, if we just had to transfer everything except Animal Crossing New Horizons, it wouldn't be as big a deal. The problem is, one of the main things I currently play in handheld is Animal Crossing New Horizons. And the system for moving it over is a lot more complicated, especially because it's multiple accounts and not just one, and not all of them are linked. So I'm not sure exactly what the full process is for it. If it wasn't for Animal Crossing New Horizons, the process wouldn't be that bad. The problem is, Animal Crossing New Horizons in itself is just like an entire puzzle of how on earth you would do it. It just complicates it so much compared to transferring everything else over. Because for whatever reason, they made that game like ultra absurdly elaborate. Which somewhat makes sense because it's like their best-selling game of all time. Actually, how many has it sold? Let me go check real quick. We'll even show it up on screen. Let's go do, how do you check? It's the easiest way to check. Go to Google. Go to, I'm looking for Nintendo sales numbers. Right over here. But I also need that list. I think that's a different website. How do I do for unit sales, right? Unit sales for Switch. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for selling by unit. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It has sold 34,000,085 copies since so basically 35 million since September, and it has been one additional 1.5 months since then. So yeah, easily 35 million. That'd be funny when this finally passes Mario Kart, if it ever passes Mario Kart. It's absolutely insane. That's why they have such a convoluted system with it. There's still so many copies. How they haven't done even more DLC, I do not know. They've only done one so far. Like, the amount of money they can rake in just from any DLC they ever do is literally more than an entire game. Like, they can literally make more money from a DLC from Animal Crossing than they would from almost every other game. Also, I find it amazing Ring Fit Adventure is actually on this list. We need to go do a Ring Fit Adventure stream again. It's actually in the top 10, which is kind of funny. Which is actually weird because it's actually a physical-only game, which means 0 digital sales are in that because there is no digital version of it. It's physical only. Oh, we got a pet. I should probably go take that for the EXP. And for the pet food, but mostly the EXP. It'd be a Ring Fit Adventure has a surprisingly high amount of content. Like, it just doesn't stop dropping more features. I'm pretty sure you eventually hit a wall where it kind of does. But it hasn't stopped yet. Also, the skill tree for the game gets, like, so large. Like, when they first give it to you, it's like this small little tree, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's manageable. That makes sense. It's an exercise game. It's not going to have, like, a gigantic tree. And then you play for, like, a couple dozen more hours over the course of, like, several weeks. And then it's like, oh, gosh, this tree is, like, massive. And I don't even think it's max size yet. Pretty sure it's still going to grow, like, one more size. Level 81. Also, one other thing I like about Ring Fit Adventure is it's low-key a joke parody game to like every RPG game ever, because it uses like a lot of generic RPG tropes, but in such a way that it's almost like it's not making fun of, but kind of just like a joke towards the RPG genre, because like it's a overly simplified one to a point where it nearly makes jokes out of the RPG genre. It's just a weird combination. It's a funny style. Because it's like a really dumbed down RPG, but to such a degree that it's almost like a critique on the RPG genre. Almost like a parody of itself. I'll catch you later, Gadget. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'll be streaming again later tonight in like 6 hours. This is mostly just kind of like a normal, like, chill morning stream kind of thing. We didn't really mess around with too many teams this stream, though. Mostly because our focus has been trying to get this thing to level 100. Well, we probably won't do that this weekend. If we don't try, we won't get any closer. Let's see. Gotta make progress. I was saying we might reach level 85 this stream. We're definitely on track for it. Though we just hit 81, so we're still a while from the next milestone. Definitely at least want to hit 82. We might go to 85, we'll see. Only problem with going to 85 is it's going to take a whole extra hour after hitting 82. And I still have not grabbed breakfast, lunch, or dinner yet. Because I kind of just started to stream almost exactly when I woke up. Like 15 minutes later. Technically it would have been 30 minutes later, but I was like sitting there for like 15 minutes as the alarm was going. Too lazy to shut off the alarm. Because I made sure to put my alarm like away from where I could possibly click it when I like wake up. But the problem with that is I'm starting to get somewhat immune to the alarm. Because I'll like sit there for like multiple minutes. Like today where I was sitting there for probably like 10 minutes as the alarm was just blaring. Because my body was like, I don't want to get up. Eventually I did, obviously. But now I need to like physically get up to get to my alarm by design. To make sure I actually, you know, like actually get up when I get up. And not just shut off the alarm and then forget and it's like, oh no, I shut off the alarm. I didn't realize I did it because I was so tired. It's a really bad idea to put the alarm like right next to your bed. That's happened to me so many times in the past. Like you're so tired you don't even realize you like disable your alarm and then you just keep laying there. But if you physically have to like walk towards it, it kind of fixes that issue, though I've still had that happen. I've still had to physically walk to my alarm, yet I would still like not realize I shut off my alarm. Because I would like immediately like walk up, shut it off kind of like naturally, automatically, and then go like straight back to bed without even realizing I did. I don't have an Alexa or anything. Not because I think it'll spy on me, just because I don't really have that many smart devices. Though when I went to see family, that was like one of the reasons they had for like not having anything. Like they didn't even have internet or anything. They were like, I don't want the government spying on me. One of those kind of people. Well, they technically do. That's something they do, obviously, but you know. It's one of those people that was like ultra paranoid about it. Where it's like, I won't even have internet because they'll spy on me. Which is kind of ironic because he actually still has a phone. And then they spy on him. So he's hypocritical on one thing. It's one of those kind of people. That's like exceedingly over paranoid about it. My Uncle Walt. First time I've seen him in like almost a decade. He's both less crazy and more crazy than I remember him being. Mostly less crazy though. But he still has a couple paranoias like that. Does my family understand my job? Nope. I'm not sure there's a single person in my family that fully understands my job. Some of my younger cousins might. I only saw one of them when I went there. I believe he's 32 or so. So, you know, he's more of an age where you'd kind of naturally understand it. But no, almost no one in my family understands what I do. I haven't even tried to explain game development once I get a little bit more serious into it. We've still kind of been dabbling in it, but we are going to become very serious very soon in it. But that's going to be even harder to explain. Or maybe it will be slightly easier. Because right now, what I have to almost explain is like, what do you do for a living? I play video games. And then, how do I explain the other thing? Well, I make video games now. It's just a weird thing to explain. So what is this video game of which you speak? I've never heard of such a thing. Let's see. Take that over. Say you're a government stripper. What's the talent tree like for the new class? Exceedingly good. It's basically Titan Hero class if it had extra freeze. Or by extra freeze, I mean any amount of freeze. But that's the easiest way to describe it. It's basically Titan, but add 1 billion freeze. Like, imagine you had Titan Hero class, and then gave it all the freeze that Frost Mage has, and then boom, you got yourself Elementalist, pretty much. Is basically what the class is. Oh, tribute's ready. It's like our 3rd tribute to stream. Again. Well, maybe not, because we've only been going for 2 hours, so realistically, the most we could have done is... Oh, no, that still could have been 3. Kind of. Yeah, that could have still been 3. No, it wouldn't have been. That's literally impossible, because if we claimed it at the beginning time, and then again, yeah, it would be impossible for it to have been 3. Because the lowest amount of time we could be streaming for it to be 3 would be 2 hours and 1 minute or so. And we are slightly under 2 hours. Anyways, I just realized I'm still using armor. Oh yeah, duh, because I'm using Ruin build. That would make sense. That is kind of what we should be using. Okay, let me see if we can find any other kingdoms that are low. That's funny. That one's done to X. That's a weird one to have it done to. It's not fully complete. It's just done to X, which is the last tier. Seeing a lot of 7s. I'm seeing a 6. That's weird. I need to get that 7. Oh, this is Nexus. No wonder why we haven't done it yet. Am I cold? No. Why? Does it look like I'm shivering? But no, it's not cold in here. I just like how comfy this robe is. You've probably seen me wearing it like year round. It's very fluffy and soft. I like soft, fluffy things. Yeah, it's actually amazing how much I wear this robe on stream. It was just a random robe I think I got gifted a couple years ago. And the amount I have worn it is very high. Like, I need to get a new one. It's starting to break a little. I almost want to get, like, a super fancy soft one. It seems like something I would splurge on. I need, like, the most softest material in existence that isn't actual fur. Let's see, I'll take that over. Alright, it's not submerged anymore, so we can just kill it. Oh yeah, it's how I'm holding the rope. No, I'm just kind of holding it together. The strap thing kind of broke for it, so there's no strap that holds it together. Let's see. I'll throw that down. Oh yeah, Nintendo Switch is still behind. Wait, does Nintendo Switch not even have Nexus? That's kind of unfortunate. I didn't even think about that, but Switch probably doesn't even have the New Kingdom, does it? Otherwise, they would have had the Hero class there. I'm actually not sure. I haven't played the Switch version in ages. It's just always been so far behind that I haven't bothered. Also, it doesn't have cross-play or cross-progression, which is the other thing that keeps me from it. If it did, we'd probably be streaming more often, not from it, as long as it didn't have any delay compared to PC. Which I'm still concerned to see how that will work for Fall Guys. Because we might still have to keep doing on PC if Fall Guys has input delay on Switch. I'm pretty sure it won't. It doesn't seem like a game that would. But you never know. Switch is weird sometimes. Hello, Mr. Extreme. Welcome. I kind of just want to kill him with Mirage Queen. The only problem with that is we don't have alignment, but that still kills, so we're good to go. Yeah, we almost have every kingdom done to tier 7. That wasn't something I was planning to do this stream, but apparently it's what we did. Mostly because it gives us good class XP while doing so. We're almost at level 82. We're getting there. Every bit of progress. Alright, to next kingdom. Alright, Nexus is now done. Or at least done to tier 7. Oh, a tier 2. I found our next goal. And one other thing that this will solve too while we're getting our class XP is now we will no longer need, whenever they get to like level 20 or whatever it is, where they tell you, oh, go do the thing to like tier 7. Or I think it's like tier 6 completion or something. Now we have it all done. So now when any kingdom asks for it, we do not need to worry about not having it done. Because we did it while trying to get class XP. Also, I believe this is the furthest you technically ever have to go. I don't think any of them ever request you to have all the challenges done. Though maybe they do later on, I can't remember. If it is, it's like got like 25, 26, 27 or something. Which is kind of deep to request for it, but it's not that big a deal. Challenges are pretty easy, obviously. Good old quick kill Rowan. And a double XP. Instead of just a single. Honestly, I wish that would happen just naturally. Like double XP for the hero class during its class event. For the one-day class events as well as during the 3-day new hero class. I really wish they would do double XP for the hero class. Only for that specific hero class for the duration of the event. That's not something they do though. But it would have been such a great feature. Even if you had to buy to like a certain tier, like tier 4 or something in the pack. In order to activate it, just so they could sink some gems while still giving it. It'd still be such a nice addition. You don't even have potion gems yet? Oh gosh. That is really far back then. Yeah, it's on average been exactly 9 months behind. Though I'm not sure if it's a different amount behind currently. But in the past, it has been pretty much exactly 9 months behind. Which assumably it still is if you're saying it's 10 months behind. You still need 23 levels, hero classes to level up. Yeah, they do take a while. However, it is technically possible to max 1 hero class per week if you had enough time. It just takes a lot of time. Like, to get a single hero class done in a week, you'd have to farm for like 4 hours a day or something. Which obviously a lot of people don't have time for. Though I do kind of want to try getting this to level 100 before the end of this weekend. I'm not sure if we are. I definitely want to get progress on it, obviously. We're pretty close to 82, if nothing else. Though, of course, every level that we get prior to 100 does nothing, though. Only once we get to 100 does it matter. For 2 reasons. One is because it's finally done and leveled. And the other reason is it doesn't actually gain any benefit until it reaches 100. Because the rewards are at 1, 5, 10, 20, 40, 70, 100. So after we get to 70, it's kind of weird because 70 is actually halfway to 100. That's how math works, right? Because at 70 you have 2,525 EXP, and then to get to 100 from 70 you need another 2,525 EXP, making 70 the exact halfway point. Because that's how math works. 70 is half of 100, at least when it comes to hero classes. It reminds me of RuneScape, where 92 is half of 99. Or XP works weirdly like that. That's how numbers work. But in Gems of War, 70 is half of 100. Oh, there's 82. Progress. Get in there. Is there a way to find out future Kingdom events so you know when to use your event keys? Yes. If you go to terransworld.com. Oh, I'm still on the Nintendo thing from what we were checking earlier. We were talking about the other thing. And if we go to terransworld.com, and then we go head over to troops, you can see it based on the banner. So, for example, next week we know is Divining Fields. Then the week after that is... I will figure this out. Wait, what? That's the faction. That's the kingdom. Wait, we're getting another kingdom event for Nexus? I guess that kind of makes sense. Interesting. So we have Divining Fields, then Nexus again, which is interesting. Because we just had Nexus. But I guess it kind of makes sense because, you know, it's the kind of the event for it. But, yeah, we have Divining Fields, then Nexus, then that's all the faction. Then Karkaroff. Then, is that Nexus again? That's a Monday. Interesting. Another Nexus? Interesting. Because that's a tarot card. Then Stormheim, then Dragonclaw, then Cinemirage, then Kedar, so on and so forth. Actually, we don't know any further than Cinemirage, because the rest of these are question mark dates. Yeah, we know up to Cinemirage, as far as the event weeks. So yeah, it seems to be Divining Fields, Nexus again, then Karkaroff, then Nexus again? Interesting. And then Stormheim, then Dragon's Claw, then Cinemirage, and this is as far as we know. Those are the upcoming weeks. You can tell based on which one's the Monday one. Like whichever one looks like the Monday Glory Troop. Because sometimes there's like multiple because of like the Season Pass or something. But yeah, it does look like Nexus is coming twice. Because it can't be the Terror card. Because Terror card wouldn't have an event, obviously. Oh, no, you know what? That might be, no, that's the right week. Yeah, that's just another, that's weird. Okay, so yeah, we're just getting 2 more Nexus weeks soon. Even though we already had a Nexus week right now, we have 2 more Nexus weeks coming up in the near future. Like, every other week is Nexus event, seemingly. Which kind of makes sense. It's a brand new kingdom. So it obviously needs to make up for lost time. Oh yeah, Dragon's Claw is around the corner. Didn't I just say Dragon's Claw, I think? Yeah, Dragon's Claw is on 20 days from now. December 20th. Or sorry, 27th. No, dates. I can't see. Wait, why is there 2? Oh, no. Sorry, the 27th. 20th is when the Mythic comes out. My bad. But yeah, the 27th is the Dragon's Claw event. So basically the week after Christmas is Dragon's Claw. So consider it a late Christmas present. But yeah, the week after Christmas is Dragon's Claw week. Which means it runs through New Year's. Because I was accidentally looking at the Mythic drop. Because the Mythic, if you have the bigger pass, comes out a week earlier, which is why it shows it like that. But the actual event for it isn't until the week after, when people with the normal pass would be getting it. Oh, that means we're getting the Mythic before Christmas, and I think that's the 20th then. Interesting. If you have the bigger pass, that is. So that means I'll be able to do it before the trip, possibly. Though I'm still not sure the exact date. I'll probably know the exact date by the end of this weekend. As to when I'm going this holiday. It might not be directly over top the holidays, but I'll find out. Basically, we're just picking whatever the cheapest flight is, doing it for like about a week or so, and just doing that. That's pretty much the game plan. Hopefully flights are still cheap around this time. Obviously the holidays can make it higher. Normally a round trip to New Jersey is around 100 or so from my area. However, it has varied in the past. Like it can be as high as like 200-300, which would be unfortunate. I should almost be at level 82. I wish they still have not added that. I really wish they would add a way to see how much classic EXP you have on the results screen. Nowhere's on the results screen can you see how progressed you are towards the next hero class level. Like on this screen right here. There's no way to see your EXP bar for your hero class. There's even room for it. Like look at all this empty space. Like there's not room. Look, there's all that room. All that room right there. Put it somewheres. Or if nothing else, at least on like the EXP drop of the class EXP, tell you like out of how many it is for your class. So if we like clicked on that 2 EXP drop, it would tell us like, oh, you currently have 84 out of like the 92 EXP you need towards your next level. Like if you clicked here, but all it does is bring up the tooltip or nothing. That's weird. It wouldn't even let me click on it. Normally it gives you info if you click on it. Is that another thing they broke in the most recent patch? I would not be surprised. I'm gonna try to get on this end screen. Maybe it was just the one that was glitching out. Can you not click on these resources anymore? It used to tell you what they are. They probably still do in the other menu, though they used to do it in this menu too. Oh no, there it goes. That's weird. Not sure why it wouldn't let me click. But yeah, not even clicking on this tells us how much more EXP we need. It just tells you about the resource. Very briefly. It wouldn't let me do it on that previous screen though for whatever reason. Also, it looks like by the end of this stream, we will have tier 7 done for every kingdom. Honestly, that's kind of the goal of the stream at this point, to be honest. Also farming class XP, obviously. But we kind of started it, so I want to finish what we started. I want to have every single kingdom to a minimum tier 7 before the end of the stream. Even if literally every kingdom I haven't clicked on is one that we have to go do. No, I don't think there's that many. I'm pretty sure there's only like 3 left, if even that many. There's a lot of them we already have done, of course. I'm just not sure the exact number. We'll find out. I'm gonna get 2 XP every single time on our way there. So close yet so far. But yeah, if you want to check how much class XP you need, you have to go to Edit Team, click your hero class, click over here, and then you get to see how much XP you need towards your next level. That's how many clicks you have to do just to check it. It's very annoying. Look at how many menus we just had to go through. So from this menu right here, where we would normally go straight to the battle, I'd have to do 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4. And if I want to go back, 1, 2, 3. Gosh, so many clicks. I thought it was 5, but apparently it's only 4. That's still way more clicks than it should be, though. It should just be showing at the end screen. We have to go 4 clicks out of our way and then 3 clicks back to go check it. Yeah, Switch is still 9 months behind. I had a feeling it was. I just haven't played it for a while. Yeah, I still feel like dragons need a bit of a buff still. They've kind of fallen off completely since the merge was added to the game. And nothing has really ever happened to bring them back. And the half mana start troop for dragons was kind of underwhelming, like exceedingly underwhelming. Like arguably one of the worst 50% mana starts in the entire game. It's just that bad. Also, that other dragon that wasn't as bad that had the 50% mana start no longer has it and has that skull spam instead, which is even worse. Are you simply using the Rowan team to grind EXP? Yes. Or do you have an elemental team? Oh no, this isn't because of elemental. This is because of, well, technically this is an elemental team though. The only thing that's not elemental is Leprechaun. So theoretically, this is an elemental team. Though we're doing this because of Rowan EXP farming. Though theoretically, this is a elemental team. Oh yeah, why didn't I show this in the video? This is such standard Rowan. But no, we're not using this team because of elemental class. We're using this team because of EXP farming. This team farms EXP for any hero class in the game. It just happens to work best with Elementalists, oddly enough. But that's not the reason why we're using Elementalists. Or why we're using this team, I should say. We're simply trying to get EXP. I'm trying to do all the challenges currently because they give 2 EXP each. Or not all the challenges, up to tier 7, so we don't need to worry about it when the kingdoms keep asking us for them. So now we no longer have to worry about it being like, oh, you need to go do the kingdom to like tier 6. And now we have them all done. Or about to. And we get 2 XP every single time for every single one. Which of course helps us get this to level 100. Still got a little ways to go though. And by a little ways, I mean a lot of ways. We still need like 2,000 more XP or something. Maybe not that much, but it's somewhere around 2,000. Yeah, it might be 2,000. It's definitely high 1,000 something, if not 2,000. Well, Devourer. That is not Devourer. We do not get to kill because of that. I can do Mirage Queen though. Oh, and then it stopped me, and then it didn't stop me. Only problem is I don't have enough skull follow-ups to kill it with that. Oh, we got mana accumulation off the Doom Skulls, that doesn't matter. Not as good as Uber Doom Skull mana accumulation, but still works out pretty good. Kind of reminds me of Lord of Slaughter in a sense. A little bit different. Oh wait, why am I doing this tier? We already did up to tier 7, whoops. Right? Yeah, tier 7. Okay, let's keep going. White Helm, did you already? Adana, did it. Zacian, good to go. Those two I already checked. Golvania, also fine. Silverglade is our next victim. Don't give them ideas. Wait, what did I say? What did I say? Or were you talking to Anthony? The day goblins get a 50% mana start is the day you retire the game? No. Though that would be really funny. It is eventually going to happen, probably. However, if there is any typing that can be more broken than 50% elemental start, it is going to be 50% goblin start. That would be a very hilarious day. Honestly, that's one of them that does need a lower percent. Bring Divines back to 50% and make the goblin bonus like 30% or 40 or something. Because 50% goblin start is going to be hilariously broken. I hope they release it just to see what will happen. Because it'll be like game-breakingly meta. Especially if the thing that gives 50% is even remotely good. The only way they could possibly balance that correctly is the goblin that gives 50% mana start needs to have like the worst ability in existence, like what they did with dragons for whatever reason. If they do that, it won't be as bad. Because then you have a 3 goblin team instead of a 4 goblin team. Because your one troop is basically useless. Like, it needs to be gain an extra turn and just summon, like, a unit. That's it. Or something similarly useless. Like, nothing but a summon off of extra turn. No mana accumulation, no nothing, just a summon. That's like the only way 50% Mana Star could be balanced on goblins. Is the 50% Mana Star troop itself has to basically be a non-existent troop on your team. Kind of like how the dragon one is. Empower all goblins. First turn infinite loop, 100% consistency. Imagine a troop that eventually gets empowered that has the ability to empower another troop off of auto extra turn. That'd be kind of funny. Basically a troop that wastes a slot that allows you to auto empower any one troop on your team. That'd be broken beyond belief. The closest thing we have to that is Archdiva. Or Archprox. No, not Archprox. Yeah, Archdiva. Whatever that one divine thing's called. Though he doesn't start with full mana. But he does effectively give whatever he targets full mana. But he doesn't get to immediately start with it. So it's not exactly the same. And he's a mythic. So why do I feel like we still have like 5 kingdoms to do? Honestly, don't have the slightest clue. Because it seems kind of random on it if we do or do not have it done for a given kingdom. Oh, we're making progress though. Almost level 83. Yeah, you'll make them perma-ban you again. What did you get banned for last time? They don't ban that often these days, I don't feel like. There's literally someone on their forum who posts, like, at the beginning of, like, all their major posts, like a consumer, like, warning thing. And they haven't banned that person. Probably because there'd be more backlash if they did than the actual post itself. But they do, like, a big consumer warning because of Weavergate. From last month. Oh yeah, what's the controversy for this month? Did we get one? What was the controversy for November? I don't think we had one. That's sad. There had to have been one. It must have just been smaller that I kind of forgot what it was. They're missing their controversy quota. Also, speaking of controversies, I've been considering like what to name that one bigger game project, because for the other smaller ones, it's not going to matter as much. And I actually found a funny name that could potentially cause controversy, which I kind of want it to, and then switch it to the other name. And then the other name's kind of just what it's going to be. Like, I kind of intend for it to be that other name, but I kind of want the controversy to happen for that game for bad publicity, because that'd be good publicity, since we currently have no publicity. So even bad publicity would be good publicity. But anyways, I was planning on naming the one game Avions of Shattered Skies. And the acronym for that is AOSS. And of the main letters, it's ASS. And that's obviously slightly problematic. So I'm probably just going to call it something like Birds of Shattered Skies. So it ends up being Boss, B-O-S-S, with a small b. Which would make a lot more sense for a game that's actually really boss heavy. As far as how many battles are in it that are like that. But I kind of want to do the other acronym because it kind of sounds better anyways, Avions of Shattered Skies. But also because I kind of want a deliberate controversy with it. And then just change it after the fact. So during like beta and alpha and everything, it's probably just going to be called that. Until we can hopefully spark at least some amount of controversy for publicity's sake. And then switch it to the other thing. Will that happen? Who knows, but that's the game plan. Strategy. We have like 0 marketing budget. Gotta work with what we have. Let's see. I'll throw that down. That's silly, not controversial. I know. But there's going to be something. There's going to be like, I want like one news outlet to be petty enough to make a controversy out of that. There has to be something out there that will be petty enough to see that acronym and be like, no, that's not nice. That's a bad word. And then no one's going to care at all. Because that's kind of the whole thing. Like, if it does become any amount of controversy, like, no one's going to care. Which is kind of the whole point. Like, it would literally just be good press. Because it'd be like this negative thing that's like completely pointless. It's almost guaranteed not going to happen, but one can hope. There has to be at least like one news outlet somewhere that's going to see that word and be like, bad word. And do some kind of article on it. They have some kind of article quota. They're going to have to find something at some point. Let's see. I'll throw that down. Because some of those places have like really sharp quotas, like having to do like X amount of articles per week, to such a degree that they'll take like literally any story they can find. That's why some of those stories you see on articles like that are so ridiculously dumb. Mostly because they have a quota to meet. Let's see. We'll throw that down. Let's see. Let's take that over. Yeah, there's a lot of really weird acronyms for MOBAs. League of Legends is probably the funniest one, because it's literally LOL. That's really good if you have like a super mega brand though. Because there's a chance, I don't ever like Google LOL, but there's a chance that League of Legends actually has such high search priority that if you search LOL, it would come up before the actual, you know, like laugh out loud LOL. Just because it's such a big brand. Which in that regard would be good marketing. However, as a smaller company, you can never try doing that. Like to have a game acronym that's like LMAO or something, like that's an exceedingly bad idea as a smaller company. But if you're like some kind of mega corporation, you could get away with it. Because your game could potentially be bigger than the acronym itself. Of an already existing acronym. And then you get all the search history, or, you know, all the search traffic for that acronym. On top of the search traffic you already would have been getting. Is that because the game has become a joke? Isn't League of Legends still like one of the biggest esports out there these days? I haven't really watched esports for a while, though. Where's the squirrel? Oh, yeah, we never did hand out a code, did we? Hey, we actually got a verse gnome. That's actually relatively rare when it's not a gnome, when it's not a Vault event, I mean. It still happens, though. The drop rate for them is just absurdly low. We did get verse 2 the other day as well. I actually need verse 2s. The one we just got I don't need, though. Mostly just need verse 2s. But more verse is still good. Never know when you're going to run out of one of the other ones. At the current moment in time, I don't need anything but verse 2. So we kind of got lucky off adventure board the other day. Or at least I did, anyways. Obviously, everyone had the same adventure board, but you might not need the same verse 2. Might be your highest one. What upsets you? There are Japanese mobile games, or gacha games, where the troops are personifications of mythological characters like King Arthur or historical worships. Yeah, Gems of War kind of does it, but it doesn't like completely butcher them in like any kind of art style. Like Gems of War is pretty true to how they actually look, because this game has a lot of mythology, but it actually looks like what they kind of should look like, just kind of stylized in like a Gems of War style. None of them look too outlandish. Oh, okay, that was down. Okay, we did that one already. We did not do you. Let's see, let's just do a quick head count. How many more do we have left? So we have 1, which is our Skea. 2. Is that it? 2? I think we only have 2 left. 3. Didn't do Droxium yet. Yeah, we got 3 left. Well, let's go do them. And those might be the last 3 we need to do. I'll go to do one last head count at the end, possibly, but I think that is the last of them. And by then we'd have level 84. Oh, that's going to make me want to get 85. I said we might try for 85 this stream. How about this? We'll hand out a code at 84, and our goal is to hit 85. So we're going to keep streaming till we hit 85. That is the goal. But yeah, once we hit next level, we'll hand out code. And goal of stream is to finish out these challenges and gain to 85. Though we're going to finish these challenges before we hit 85, I'm pretty sure. This is another kingdom I'm not aware of. Oh, and info on the games comes up more than the historical figures. Yeah, that'd be kind of annoying. It's always funny when an IP ends up doing that. I know one thing that ended up doing it somewhat recently is Hell of a Boss. Though honestly, it's an amazing character, so I don't mind it as much. But Stolas, that one, in mythology, it's like that one Hell Owl thingy. That one, like, very tall thin thingy. I forget exactly which role was. It was like the prince of the underworld, and Hell of a Boss ended up doing it with, they're quite literally the same thing, but in stylized quite a bit differently. So now whenever you look up Stolas, like, it's all the character from Hell of a Boss, and not the actual mythological creature. Which I find kind of funny. You still end up finding the owl, like, a little bit further down, but almost all of it's Stolas from Hell of a Boss first. If you try searching for it. Instead of the actual mythological bird. What level do you have class? How many class events, tiers did you buy? However much 74 gets you. I forget the exact number. It was around 3,000. And we're currently at level 83, heading to 85 to stream. And hopefully close to 84. Can't believe we're almost done with all the challenges we might ever have to do. Technically, we're not done all the way since we're just doing the tier 7. However, I don't think Kingdoms ever require another upgrade. I can't remember in the current state of the game these days. I know we're definitely not going to need it for a while, because I don't think you need the 7 upgrade till like level 21, I think it is. It like finally forces you to do it. And I'm not sure it ever requires you to do literally all of them. Though maybe a super high star level does, just randomly. Which might be like maybe level 27, 28 randomly. It's like, oh yeah, go do all the challenges. And it's like, wait, I haven't done all the challenges yet. I've done most of the challenges, not all of them though. This is such good class XP though. Too bad there's a limited number of them, of which we've almost depleted all of them. Yeah, once we at level 84, we'll hand out the code. Once we get level 85, we'll probably end the stream. Let's see. Throw down that again. Yeah, that was pretty much my goal of this stream. Well, technically we set multiple goals and then moved the goalposts. But 85 is a nice milestone to hit. I still want to try for level 100 this weekend. I don't think it's going to happen though. I'd have to grind some off stream or do like a really long stream of it on like Sunday or something. It's not super high priority to rush it to 100 though. Like its final trait is good, but you can still use the hero class without it. It's not like it requires it to function like the triple damage burning hero classes. Like those literally need to have 100 before you can even start using them. But his hero class has most of its value by 70. The only thing you're really getting for max is some immunity or some extra magic for elemental teams, which is really beneficial for a pure elemental team, obviously. But also not required. They already have a lot of damage. $40 is best value? Technically yes, because 40 doesn't require that much EXP. And it would give you everything except the final traits and a little bit of mana accumulation. Though you don't have that little bit of mana accumulation though. That mana accumulation is nice. It might not seem like much to have +1 into a color, but it adds up. Also, you can have Explode on extra turn too, which is what we currently have active, which helps board clear pretty nicely. It's really good with Mirage Queen too, because you're exploding all the Doom Skulls most likely when you do it. Which is one of the main reasons I actually have it enabled. It's not something I mentioned in the video earlier today. Honestly, every interaction with Mirage Queen I didn't really bother mentioning, because it was like 3 AM in the morning or so. However, yeah, the Curse synergy is insanely good with the hero class, with Mirage Queen. And the other thing that's insanely good is the Doom Skull into 1 explosion synergy. The 1 explosion off of Light Strike into the fact that Doom Skulls exist because of Mirage Queen's ability. And of course, half mana starts the obvious synergy there. That one I did mention during the video. But the other two really strong synergies that it has with Mirage Queen I didn't really make mention of. The Curse into final trait and the Explode into Doom Skull. Oh, that reminds me, I never checked the thingy thing since I've waken up. Thingy thing shows... Ooh, messages. Honestly, it is so much fun commissioning assets. Like, I've commissioned art in the past. However, commissioning other stuff that isn't art is so much fun, especially music. Because I actually know, like, at least some amount of music theory and such. I just wouldn't be good at, like, actually composing, like, a full-blown piece to that degree. But, you know, I know, like, what to listen for. I know, like, structure of songs, how to make them, and to that degree. Just not how to use, like, you know, the actual, like, editing programs where you would end up composing them. But it's been a pretty fun experience. It has definitely been a fun experience. Still looking for an artist for the game, though. Which is going to be so absurdly annoying. Because the biggest issue is not necessarily finding an artist that would do all of it, though that's also an issue. But finding an artist that would do all of it for a price that doesn't make me want to explode. That's more so the bigger issue. Is like presentable art that they would do all of it that wouldn't be like absurdly expensive. That combination of things is just hard to find. There's quite a few assets I can make myself, but when it comes to like character design and stuff like that, it would look so uncanny if I tried making it. To such a degree that that is not my role. Like literally all character design, not doing a single thing. Like UI I can handle, like user interface, buttons, other various things like that, some effects, particle effects. Like that I can do. Like draw a character and make it look realistic? No. Not happening, probably never happening. We'll probably never have enough skill set to do such a thing. Like, not even remotely close. Anyways, I am looking for code time, since I did say I would hand it out once we get that level. But here you guys go. Why is it not doing... Oh, wrong keyboard. I will eventually get used to this new keyboard setup. So I need to cut it like this. And then... Gosh, this is weird. I will eventually get used to this. So I need to put this over here. I almost feel like turning it back, but I'm not sure how else I would really do it. Maybe during streams have it like that and then switch it back, but that would be even more confusing. This is the first day I've had my keyboard set up like this, so we'll get something down. Also, where on earth is the Gems of War forum? What happened to the redeem code? There it is. Section. One moment. It doesn't help that I have a water bottle in the way. Which is one problem with using this keyboard over here. Is that's sometimes where I put my drinks. The problem is you can't type there if there's drinks there. It becomes very problematic to try to type in this area. If we have a billion drinks also in that area. Because I have a water there and a soda. I'm literally like typing around it. There you guys go. There it is. There's the redeem code. Use on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Whatever your game says right over here is what you put in for your invite code. Redeem code's right over there in chat. Just copy paste random numbers and letters. Started with Q8. And give same word as always. True treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Some result of this mess. There it is. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps out a lot and is greatly appreciated. And of course, only usable on PC mobile version of the game. There you guys go. Yeah, let's go finish these challenges and go get level 85. Apparently, we might actually get level 85 before we finish these challenges. Gosh, these things give a lot of XP. Let's keep going. Well, then we'll keep going till we have the challenges done then. If we get to level 85 first, we'll keep going till we hit all challenges done to tier 7. Oh, that's a very unfortunate hit. Might it just be better to switch to Phoenicia or something here? Actually, why not just use Phoenicia to begin with? We can get her way. Oh, Red Storm. There's no way to do Red Storm. Aha. I knew there was a reason we're not using Phoenicia. I forgot. How are we going to do Red Storm? Elemental hero class does not have any way to do Red Storm. You'd have to give up Leprechaun for Red Storm or something, which would slow down the team so much that you might as well just use Rowan. I have no problem for the gold. Tink Steam Whistle? Yes, but we'd have to get rid of Leprechaun still, though. That would work, though. But we'd have to get rid of Leprechaun. But it never took... Oh, yeah, technically it did take away our Red Storm. Fire Tree would have had Red Storm, didn't it? Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that was one thing that did become weaker. Like, I wasn't as mad, or not even mad or anything, but I wasn't, like, as disappointed by it not having triple damage as some people were. Like, I didn't really care at all. I was almost never going to use it for triple damage burning. However, I didn't think about that. That is one slightly unfortunate thing. It no longer has Red Storm. If it would have had Fire Tree, it would have had Red Storm as an option, which means you could use it with Phoenicia and such. However, you can't because it doesn't. It was originally going to and then didn't. Instead, it got Storm Tree, which is a better tree overall. But that means it's more of a brown-focused hero class than a red-focused one, which honestly is perfectly fine because Barrier Brown and all that synergy. However, it does mean you can't use it with Phoenicia now. Or you can, it's just you don't have Red Storm off a hero class anymore. Which would have been the main reason to use it with Phoenicia. Combined with the fact that it's elemental. But I didn't think about that. But that change did make it so you can't use it with Phoenicia. Or at least not as efficiently as you would have been able to otherwise. Because it's a lot more brown focused now with how it's set up. Which is kind of a good thing because of barrier on brown. Like, there's just such a good option that it's kind of fine the way it is. Because I'd definitely rather have brown spam than have it work with Phoenicia and have triple damage burning. I'd just much rather have barrier spam forever on this thing. It's just an overall better option compared to how oversaturated triple damage burning already is. Let's see if the AI is smart enough to take this. It is. I wasn't sure because they'd have to move a wild card directly. But nope, it knew. The AI knows how to play. Also, I haven't tried learning it yet. Still have a lot to learn. But I'm curious how difficult it is to make a match 3 game. Like a really basic one. That wouldn't have any glitches. It's an interesting genre to try to make a game for. That's actually unique compared to the rest of the field. It's not something I would be doing, though. At least not initially, anyways. It's not within my plans of any game I'll be making in the near future. But I do want to learn how to, if nothing else. Alright, there we go. Match 3 is a really weird genre. It's because there's so many different styles of games within it. Because theoretically, you could make like almost any game around a match 3 mechanic. And just have the match 3 mechanic doing something in the game. Obviously, the main thing it does in Gems of War is mana for your troops. But you can have it do almost anything. Is there a way to make Ironhawk team work with Elementalist? Probably not, because the type of extra turns you kind of take with that aren't really the same for the most part. Yeah, I don't think you can. Because casting something that has an automatic extra turn does not count as extra turn on board, which is what would trigger that stats effect thing. Because the way that Ironhawk works is centered a lot more around casting, more than it is getting extra turns. Whereas the Elemental Hero class is really heavy on, like, put a truffle on your team and just infinite loop. Is basically the premise of this hero class. Like, just get a loop going, and it gives more value to that loop than the insane value it already would have had. You can try to. Like, you can do a 2-turn auto-win off of Explore 1. That'd be 1 XP, though. We're currently gaining 2 XP. There are multiple locations where you can do 2 XP, and it actually is a lot quicker than the 1 XP methods, though the 1 XP methods are a lot more chill, since you don't have to worry about as much variation. However, every location that's good to take if you're looking to get your hero class... Actually, I almost should cover a video on it again. The full breakdown of it while we still have a hero class not upgraded. Just because it's something we haven't covered in ages. But as far as everywhere that gives 2 XP, it is all events. So, for example, journeys. Assuming they code it correctly. I haven't actually tested to see if journeys give 2 XP, but it should. So all events that are like that. Journey, ward event, everything like that. Adventure board. Quest lines. challenges, which obviously is what we're doing now. Underworld, pet battles, and I believe that's everything. And any kind of other like special event, like class event and stuff like that. All give 2 XP. The only locations that give 1 are Explore, Arena, which gives 0. And is that really it? Wait, I could have sworn there was somewhere else that gives 1 XP. Is the list really that short? Yeah, Explore only gives 1 XP even if you do Explore 12. That is correct. Even Explore 12 only gives 1 XP for whatever reason. Including Explore 1, obviously. But everything from 1 to 12 all gives 1 XP for hero class. It's still good to do Explore 1 spam for EXP, though. But you are getting only 1 per battle and not 2. Yeah, I would highly advise saving for Iron Hawks. Isn't a Donna event right around the corner, too? We were just looking at that earlier. Isn't that Donna? No, I was thinking of Dragon's Claw. They have a similar colored banner. Yeah, we don't have a Donna for a while. It's not even within visible sight. Every single red yellow keeps catching my eye because it's the same color as a Donna. But yeah, we currently know until like January or February as far as like, we don't know definitively until like the end of December or so. Or actually kind of early January. However, we could tell from this like what some of the stuff in February and March are going to be. And none of them are Donna, so we still got a while before we get access to it again. Because we just had Ironhawk and Soulforge the other week too. So not only is the Kingdom not coming anytime soon, but nor is the Mythic because it just happened pretty recently. We'd have to wait till next cycle, though I believe we are pretty close to hitting next cycle on Mythics if it hasn't already happened. I don't keep too close an eye on it. Yeah, I mentioned quests. Oh, I didn't mention PvP. I forgot to mention PvP. But yeah, all PvP, even casual PvP if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, definitely casual PvP because that's how you farm XP. That's like one of the quickest methods is repick method off of casual. But yeah, those also give 2 XP. I did mention quest lines. I forgot to mention PvP though. Which is one of the biggest methods too. Casual PvP repicking while you have a low rating, which you can't really do during a Guild War week effectively, but during a non-Guild War week you can do pretty good. Is actually one of the quickest infinite rates in the entire game. And by one of, I mean literally the quickest. Though you normally want to do your non-infinite methods first, because it's a little bit slower than those other methods. However, it's the only infinite one in the game that does 2 XP the entire time. That is super quick to kill. You basically keep repicking casual PvP until you find a battle you can one-shot, or until you find firebombs, either or. Firebombs take slightly longer than the one-shot, but in order to save repick spam time, you generally take them regardless. Assuming it's a 4 times firebomb. And not some kind of weird like 3 times firebomb with hero or something. Hey, Celestial, nice. Not like I need Celestials. Actually, do we have over 1,000 yet? Have we already had over 1,000? I'm not even sure what our Celestials are these days. I know it's a big number. We are currently at... Oh, do we have over 1,000? We're currently at 2,236 Celestials. And I was wondering if we had over 1,000 of them. Just slightly more than double. Actually, I almost have 1,000 all trait stones. All arcanes. There's only a few handful of arcanes that we don't. And I think they're all pure color ones. Because blue... Yeah, they're all pure color. The only... I actually have over 1,000 of every trait stone in the game. Except for the pure color arcanes. Let's see. Do I have it? Some of the pure color arcanes I do have up though, don't I? Because there's blue, green, that's 2, red, 3, purple, 4, brown, 5. What card did I not mention? What pure color do I have 1,000 of then? That's weird. Golvania? No, Golvania is red, purple. What pure color do I have over 1,000 of then? Or am I miscounting something here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Never mind. I just miscounted. Yeah, so the only arcanes I do not have at over 1,000, or the only trait stone in existence I don't have over 1,000, are the 6 pure color trait stones. And that mostly has to do with how they're pure color. There's less opportunities to get them as a drop because they're pure color like that. It's like a weird interaction. There's a lot of ways that you get like a small amount of passive ones they don't really show up in compared to the dual color ones, which is why they're lowest 6. Interesting. Anyways, well, let's keep finishing what we're doing. I think we have 2 kingdoms left, so that one's done now. Oh wait, this one's only partially done. Oh wait, never mind. That was what we were currently doing, wasn't it? That's why it's partially done. That's what we were in the middle of doing. Okay, so we have 1.5 left then. Let's go do them. We got the rest of Glacial Peaks, and then I think it was Stormheim, which is kind of funny. One ice place to another place. Or maybe it was Dark Zoom, which is still another ice place, so regardless, what I said is still correct. From one ice place to the next. Majors are pretty easy to get. Minors are super annoying to get. Mostly because you need a really, really high amount of them. Honestly, it's probably the trait stone you run out the most of. Even more so than Arcanes and Celestials in many instances. Is you end up running out of minors. Oh no, I needed that damage. Luckily, still enough damage to damage all the damage. Oh yeah, that's true too. That's another factor that gives you a bunch. There's almost never pure color troops coming in because it would have to be a common. Only commons would give you a pure color when they come in through glory. And we haven't had a common for glory for a very long time. They seem to love doing ultra rares and epics these days. Like, you never really see a rare or common these days. And even a rare would still be dual color. But they almost always do ultra rare and epic for the glory troop each week. Epic probably the most useful because you can get arcanes for only 200 glory each, but it's always dual color arcanes. You can never get pure color arcanes that way. The only time they've ever done pure color arcanes for glory was back when the imps were added. Because you were originally able to get them, I believe, off of, or at least some of them were. It might have been all of them, actually. Were available for glory. And of course they gave the specifically colored arcane. Like it was Summer Imp, it gave yellow, Brown Imp gave, or Autumn Imp gave brown, pure color, so on and so forth. I feel like that happens these days, though. And they basically never do a common for glory. Which I'm kind of surprised they wouldn't with a new kingdom. But they've still been sticking with ultra rares and epics. They also used to do legends back in the day, but now the legends go in the event key drop table instead, so that they can sync people's event keys. Which apparently doesn't work that well, because I think we still have over 10,000 event keys. Like, in theory, that's what it was supposed to do. In practice, they don't release legends quick enough to even remotely try to attempt to do such a thing. Because we currently have 11,000. Though this is also because I don't need to waste them for mythics. Like, if you try to go for a mythic, you're going to use like 1,000 to like 3,000 of these just for one single mythic that you need. That's assuming you don't keep getting the same copy as well. Because every single kingdom has like 2 mythics plus now. So if you end up trying for a bunch, you might keep getting the one that you already have, unfortunately. There's no way to like trade it out. But yeah, we have like 11,000 event keys. The only time I use it is whenever a new legend comes out. And it very rarely happens these days. And even when it does, it's at a frequency low enough that it doesn't really ever deplete the resource pile. Unless you were using to target a mythic, then it would deplete it. But if you already have all the mythics, you basically never run out of event keys ever again. Because the biggest sink for event keys is not necessarily new legends, it's more so using your event keys to try to get a specific mythic that you don't have when you're trying for like the final 10. Because the final 10 are probably the hardest. Like the final like dozen mythics are the hardest to obtain. Just because you have to basically get them off of guaranteed chances to have any really good chance of getting them. That or spend a lot of event keys when the event rolls around. Like the first half is not too hard to get for the most part. But the very final dozen is absurdly hard to get. Because you almost have to diamond each one, or throw like 2,000 to 4,000 event keys per each. Because realistically, finding them in any other drop tables is too unlikely to occur. While technically possible, just likely not going to happen. So hello, Jason. Welcome. But it's pretty easy for new players to catch up, if nothing else. Because you can get most of the content pretty quick. Like, within a year, I feel like most accounts aren't identifiable compared to how long they've been playing. Like, if you're pretty active for an entire year, you pretty much look like an account that's been playing for 5 years. Or 7 years, or any number of years, or like 3 years and a bunch of money. Like, they all kind of look the same after about a year for the most part. Or several differences, but like you have a good majority of the content after a year normally. Assuming you're in an active guild the entire time and playing some amount regularly. Hey, level 85, that was the goal. Okay, let's go finish the very last goal that we had, that we set out during this stream. And that was to get every single kingdom to tier 7. And if I checked correctly, I believe we only have one left. I'll do one last double check all the way at the end. However, I believe after we finish out this kingdom, which I believe is this battle actually, we only have one kingdom left. Which is this battle actually. One battle off. So after this battle, I think we only have one kingdom left. And then every single kingdom has been completed to tier 7. And we'll also probably have like level 86 hero class, or almost level 86 by then. Which is not quite 100, but we're getting there. It's only day 1. And if we don't get it by the end of this weekend, it's not too big a deal. That would be fun to have it max by then. If Guild Wars was next week, I would probably prioritize maxing it a bit more. But given that Guild Wars is already this week, and by the time we have it maxed, Guild Wars would probably already be over. Not really as worth going for. Okay, so from one ice kingdom to the next, we got to go do Drak Zoom, and I'll do one last double check at the end, but I believe that's it. I was going to say this is the second to last kingdom, but no, this is technically the third to last kingdom now, given that we have a new kingdom that came out in the Nexus. I always refer to this as like the second to last, and Cinder Mirage is the last, but now it's third, second, first, or you know, first being Nexus, or last being Nexus, I should say. I'm not sure why I said first. About to watch the new Wheel of Time show on Amazon? What is that, like Wheel of Fortune? But changed for copyright reasons? Didn't Squid Game get huge? What's that even on? I've heard like some small mentions of it, however I have no clue what it is. Isn't it kind of like a Hunger Game kind of thing? It seems to be popular, but I have not the slightest clue what on earth it even is. But no, I don't watch TV shows. I think we established that. But nope, I haven't watched any streaming service or any TV show or had like proper television for like since college. So like 8 years now. So you can name like the most popular show in existence and I probably know nothing about it. Hello, Ian. Welcome. They just announced the second season? Nice. People play a game and they get killed if they lose. So basically Hunger Games. Kind of. But probably with less of a class structure. Oh, it's a fantasy series. Interesting. Never heard of it. But if anyone has any other questions that you want me to go over, do let me know. Also, tonight's stream will probably be a little bit more team test heavy, since this stream was pretty grind heavy. But we are a lot closer, and we got something done what I've been meaning to do for ages. Finally do all the challenges to tier 7. So we finally got that done. But we're also 1 mile closer to having this thing to level 100. We're pretty close. 85, almost 86 by the end of the stream. It's not 100, but good progress was made on it. The only problem is we're still like 1,500 XP short. Which are probably closer to 1,400 at this point. Still a lot of XP though. That does mean we're almost 3/4 the way there though. The 3/4 point is math. 1,200 something? I think it's like 1,212? 1,002... It's 1,200 low something. We're at like 1,400 right now for how much more XP we need. Or 1,300. So yeah, we're almost at the 3/4 point. I think level 87 is the 3/4 point. Like somewhere between like 86 and 87. We're at 85 right now, almost 86. So we're almost at the 3/4 point. Just got the last quarter to do. Oh, I did do that. Rowing was already enough damage. Would I read it? I have not read a book in ages. I would probably not advise sending me the book, just in case. Because the chance I will read it is very unlikely. I do need to get back into reading some. I just hate reading, though. I love writing, hate reading. It's a weird combination to have. I think it's mostly because of my eyesight. Like, my eyes get really tired having to focus on text for that long. Whereas you don't have to focus on text. You focus on the story when you're writing. Like, you still have to proofread and everything after the fact. But, like, as you're writing, you're not, like, focusing directly on the text necessarily. You're focusing on the thought of the writing as you're typing it out. And I just get really fatigued from reading. Like, very quickly. And not even, like, I'm getting a bored fatigue, but more so, like, my eyes don't want to do this fatigue. It's just hard for them to focus on so many little symbols so quickly. Though I probably should get to audiobooks at some point. My only concern with audiobooks is you can't, like, get used audiobooks for, like, super cheap. You can't just be like, oh, yeah, let me go get this used audiobook. It's like, it just gets generated on the thing, so their prices don't really ever go down that much. If at all, or barely. It's not like you can go read a book and then, like, send it to someone like, oh, hey, go read this book. It was great. Because I'm pretty sure reproducing an audiobook is illegal. Kind of like how you can't just, like, print up a movie and, like, send it to someone. Like, hey, I watched this movie. Here, go take this download of this movie. Like, no. Not how it works, unfortunately. Oh, sorry, what was your question, Isabel? Let's see. I wish it was, though. Let's see. You have a request, please, for Animal Crossing New Horizons. If you have a cataloged plain pink do-rag, I do not. Most clothing items I don't have. If you need a furniture item, hit me up. Clothing, I do not have, unfortunately. Especially if that's one of the new ones. Even if it's one of the old ones, I probably don't have it. Like, especially if it's a new one. I definitely don't have it. I don't even think I've gone into Abel Sisters for, like, a year in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Like, the last time I went into it, I think was like a month or two after they added custom codes. Where you could, like, look them up and everything. Oh, no, that's usually the 2.0 update. So that last time I went into that building was March of last year. Or, sorry, March of this year, I mean. So it's been 8 months since I have done such a thing. Oh, yeah, it's a new one? I definitely don't have it then. 100%. I have not entered that building for 8 months. Oh, it's the place that sells clothes in Animal Crossing New Horizons. I generally only care about the furniture items. Hello, W124. Welcome. For a second, I thought I said it incorrectly. No, that is it correct. Welcome, welcome. Alright, we're almost there. We just got 1.5 more little sections to do. And then we'll do one last check on every kingdom, and I believe we are officially done with every kingdom up to tier 7, while also having a level 85 or 86 hero class, depending on what we have by then. So overall, pretty solid amount of progress that we shall continue tonight once we finish that out. So if anyone's listening on to questions, that would be a good time to ask. We might be wrapping up in the next, I want to say 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Depends if we have a whole another kingdom to do or not. Assuming we don't, probably next 5 minutes or so. I'm gonna go grab breakfast, lunch, dinner. So good afternoon, Stode. Welcome, welcome. I'll take that down. And of course, if any of you haven't seen it yet, though I'm pretty sure most of you probably did before you checked out the stream, but if you didn't, we did cover a video on the hero class, going over everything earlier this morning. And while this has mostly been a grinding stream, apparently, we will be messing around with some teams and stuff after the guild wars and everything tonight. After we finish out, like, every last daily, we'll go and probably see what kind of teams we can end up composing. Because I haven't done much testing this stream. This was mostly just a farm stream at this point. But we made a lot of progress. We got every kingdom down to tier 7 challenges, and we have a level 85, 86 hero class or so. Which was a pretty solid amount of progress. Still got the other 1/4 that we need to do EXP-wise, though. Unless we want to go mass buy it. Which we could if we really wanted to. I don't feel like we will, though. Like, if we spend another 1,000 gems, we could have this thing leveled by today. Like, I could have this level 100 right now if I just go through spend another 100 gems. I mean, sorry, another 1,000 gems, I mean. I don't think I want to do that, though. We have enough gems that we could, if we wanted to. I just don't plan on using them, really, for leaderboard, which kind of makes it seem kind of pointless to do that. Even the initial amount of EXP we did was kind of pointless, but I wanted to cover the video as quickly as we could. That's the main reason why we did. There's definitely some amount of people that auto-maxed it literally in seconds, though. The only problem is it costs like 5,000 gems, whereas we spend about 3,000 plus a little bit of time. Does Gmoli... Wait, what? Gmoligica? Or my profile on Terrans show which kingdoms you still to complete tasks for? No. I'm not sure there's any reference that does. Gems of War database might. But I'm not sure of any location that does. I think the only way you could really check is manually click on literally every single one of them, which is what we're about to go do. I don't believe there is any third-party tool that actually checks for you. That tells you, like, oh, you've completed like 7 out of 10, or 2 out of 10, or 0 out of 10 challenges. I'm pretty sure there's no third-party tool that actually tells you. And there's nowhere in-game that tells you either. You'd have to click on all 35 kingdoms individually to check. Like, Gems of War database has info on kingdoms, but I don't believe it specifically tells you if you've done, like, what amount of challenges or not. Like, it keeps track of stars and kingdom level, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't believe it keeps track of, number of challenges done. That was a really nice poke. I don't think that would have been enough damage without it. There we go. I think we're done. Let's do one last head count. Alright, I'll start from top left and work our way down. So, Erskea, good to go. Pretty sure we're all done. I just want to do one last check. Silverglade, good. Magrim Woods, good. Glacial Peaks. Kazale. Want to see 7 or higher. Stormheim. Droxzoom we literally just did. Kedar. Whitehelm. Panzavale. Pretty sure I already checked this one, but just making sure. Magrim Woods. Silverglade. Golvania. Sword's Edge. Merlantis. Pride Lands, which I did one excess of. Blackhawk. Cinemirage. Leonis Empire. Drifting Sands. Shentang. Wild Plains again, probably. Divinian Fields. Pride Lands again, probably. Zacian. Wait, was that done? Yeah, it was. The extra one threw me off. Adana. Pantvale. Broken Spire, which for whatever reason is all the way at X, but not fully completed. Fully completed. Suncrest. Did I check this one? Yeah. I feel like I'm repeating so many. Though I'm just making sure. Bright Forest. Darkstone. I know it's up to Whitehelm when we go circle back up. Mist of Scales. Completed, oddly enough. Karkaroff. Nexus. We just did. That one was at X. We already knew. Whitehelm. Let's start working to the right then and then go down. Kedar. Forest of Thorns. Dragon's Claw. Complete on Mist of Scales. Groshnock. Bladed Lands, I mean. Darkstone. And then Bright Forest. Yep, that is it. Officially, we are tier 7 or higher on every kingdom, which was our goal. With a level 85 hero class that we shall continue farming later. Anyways, guys, I think that'll wrap it up for now. We will be back in about 5 hours from now, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we do every single night. We'll be doing Guild Wars and then going and messing around with some builds. Maybe farming a little bit more XP, getting to like 86, 87 or so on hero class. Maybe a little further, we'll see. And we'll go from there. But that's pretty much the game plan. No more challenges next stream. We're done for them for now. We're able to get it done. But yeah, we'll mess around with Guild Wars, all the other dailies. See what this hero class can do. Just kind of experiment around a little bit more with it. And go from there. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Best of luck with the hero class. Just a reminder, you can still get the weapon without getting paying 500 gems for it. Just get 250 wins with the hero class. Also, probably not worth spending gems on the hero class overall. Unless you have like an absurdly high amount of gems, I would just advise farming it manually. Kind of like how we were to stream and, you know, just doing similar methods. Explore spam, PvP spam, pretty much anywhere that gives you XP spam, which is pretty much everywhere you can use the class. Because it's really expensive. We spent like almost 3,000 gems or so today. So, not as advised unless you just have a really huge surplus. Like, if you're under 1,000, you definitely shouldn't be spending, like, any towards it. If you're under 10,000, it's even questionable if you should be spending under any. But if you have, like, 20,000 plus and you feel like you could splurge a little, it could be okay. Though, it's a very heavy gem sink. So it's better just to manually grind most of it, if not all of it. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.